Braves. The starting pitchers for tonight's game are David the Boomer Wells for the Yankees and Denny Nagel for the Braves. Now the Braves here at Turner Field, it's a bittersweet memory for them as the Yankees come to town for this short two-game series as interleague play continues. The Yankees winning last night's game, but the Yankees have not lost here in Atlanta every game that they've played going back to 1996. Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John. Welcome to New York Yankees baseball here on the WB11. Well, TJ, talk about winning. How about David Wells? He's pitched a perfect game already this year. He's won the last 9 out of 10. He's got to be a favorite, I would think, to start the All-Star game.
David Wells should be a favorite to start the All-Star game, but all he's done is pitch just outstanding baseball. The Yankees are 12-2 in his starts, and David does one thing that you cannot teach. He throws strikes. He challenges hitters. He's confident in his pitches, and that bodes well against National League hitters and National League umpires. Plus, hey, he likes to mess around once in a while, too.
And he's having a good time this year. Take a look at some of those numbers, especially against his last start at Cleveland. But home and road, the Yankees really got Boomer Wells to pitch at Yankee Stadium because he always pitched well there. Well, in 1998, he is a perfect 6-0 at Yankee Stadium. Let me ask you one quick question about David Wells. It's hot and muggy here tonight. How will that affect him?
You remember, in Texas, he had a tough outing down there. He kind of ran out of gas early. It's going to be a tough night. You got to get plenty of water in you. Look for him maybe 5 or 6 innings, and I think the cork may go.
Well, you talk about somebody that's hot, Paul O'Neill. You talk about compliment. Each and every guy compliments one another in this Yankee offense. And Paul O'Neill is swinging the hot bat now.
When you have injuries, somebody has to step to the plate, and Paul O'Neill has done that. We can recall early in the season, Paul O'Neill was not swinging the bat. Now he is starting to carry the ball club. Bernie Williams on the DL, and here comes Paul O'Neill. Just annihilated the Kevin Millwood pitch last night, just absolutely crushed it. And Paul O'Neill is the kind of guy, when he gets hot, he can carry it for a week to 10 days.
Well, he leads the team in hits, and Paul O'Neill is actually carrying the team right now. Tino struggling a little bit with the bat. Bernie Williams on rehab, expected back very soon in this Yankee offense. Well, Chuck Knobloch got the night off last night, but he has started 69 of the 71 games that the Yankees have played. He's the igniter, and when a hot, muggy night in Atlanta, it's a good time to give your second baseman a night off.
Well, Chuck Knobloch plays hard. Joe Torre knows that. And Chuck has not played as well as I have seen him play. We see him here throwing a ball. He's had trouble with his throwing and getting hit as often as he does, getting on base as often as he does. Stealing bases takes a lot out of you. When you have a chance to get a rest, you give your guys rest.
Not everybody can be a Cal Ripken. And Chuck Knobloch, even though he's in great shape, it's always a good opportunity to take a night off. 9 for his last 36. So he's been struggling a little bit at the plate, and that was probably one of the reasons that Joe Torre gave him the night off last night. 5th in the American League in errors at second base. Well, it's a hot and muggy night here in Atlanta. The Yankees will try to continue their great road record. They are 25-13 on the road this year. They will try to make it a perfect sweep here in Atlanta on this short 2-game series. We're going to have all the action for you right here on the WB11. Please stay with us.
My ancestor dreamt of winning the Highlands Open, but his golf wasn't up to par. So he designed a wider golf club for better control of his drives. Truly, wider is better.
Take control of your drives with this special lease on the Wide Track Grand Prix. It's only available for a limited time, so line yours up now.
My family crest still bears the proverb. Nashleha, Nasher.
The Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac.
See one today at your Tri-State Pontiac dealer.
Attention passengers. Our bingo tournament is starting in 5 minutes on the captain's deck. Also on deck, today's craft is pipe cleaner on the window.
Pro football in summer? You bet. The New York City Hawks are back for another spectacular season of professional arena football at the world's most famous arena. Experience the rush of professional football up close and personal. The New York City Hawks at Cablevision's Madison Square Garden. Tickets available through Ticketmaster and the Madison Square Garden box office. City Hawks Arena Football. The game is gonna get you.
The all-new Passport from Honda. Not only is it easy to look at, but with shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive, it'll be easy going in tough weather. The new 205 horsepower V6 engine will easily handle mountain roads. And the air conditioning, power windows, and door locks and 6-speaker AM/FM stereo cassette will make it easy to get used to. But the best part is how easy it'll be on your wallet. Lease a Passport 4-wheel drive LX for $299 a month for 36 months and a $2,000 down payment. Now, wasn't that easy?
When two cons get caught up in a jailbreak,
I'm not sure this is such a good idea.
Their saving grace.
What are you, priests?
Yeah, that's right, we're priests.
Is a case of mistaken divinity.
Father Brown.
I think you're Brown. I think you're Brown. You're Brown.
Robert De Niro.
Say 10 Hail Marys, make a good act of contrition. If you see the girl again, pop back in, no big deal.
Sean Penn.
Get out of here.
Demi Moore.
What's in it for me?
We're no angels. Tomorrow at 8 on the WB 11, New York's movie station.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by the Toyota Camry, the #1 selling car in America, Toyota every day. And by Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. By the company you count on whenever life takes you, General Motors, people in motion. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz for the biggest selection and guaranteed lowest prices on home entertainment and communication products, music, movies, and more. Nobody beats the Wiz. And by the new Dodge, it's about change. Well, it is a beautiful evening for baseball here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a little bit hot and muggy. The temperature tonight, 91 degrees. Humidity 63%. He doesn't care. He's a Yankee fan, and the Yankees have been perfect here in Atlanta at Turner Field, and he is having a ball. And speaking of a ball, that's what it looks like. A sellout crowd once again on hand for tonight's game. Taking a look, TJ, at the strong arms of this Atlanta ball club, and this is really what they are built around. 1992 without Maddox and with Maddox. But you also got to add a few other guys in there like Smoltz and Nagel and Glavine and a few guys like that too.
The Atlanta pitchers are probably from top to bottom. Their starters are as good as anybody in baseball, and they do that by throwing the ball over home plate. They get the ball, they pitch quickly, they change speeds, and they pitch to the outside corner of the plate. It's a pretty simple game the way the Atlanta Braves do it.
And they throw strikes. A lot of strikes, as a matter of fact. Tonight's starting lineup for the Yankees is brought to you by Corona Extra Beer. Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. And the lineup for the Yanks tonight with that 25-13 record on the road. That's best in the major leagues. They also have the best home record. They also have the best winning percentage in baseball. Knoblauch back in the lineup tonight, leading off, playing second base. Jeter at shortstop, batting second. O'Neill swinging a hot bat with a home run last night. Martinez struggling a bit, batting in the cleanup spot. Tim Raines in left field for the Yankees. Chad Curtis in center field. Brocious at third base. Girardi the catcher, and of course the boomer David Wells will hit in the ninth spot this evening.
Now let's take a look at the defense, brought to you by Dodge. Javi Lopez back at the plate. Chipper Jones, Guillen, Graffinino, Klesko on the infield. Danny Batista, Andrew Jones, and a former Yankee, Gerald Williams, out in right field as our featured defense. There's Gerald.
Mr. John.
That's what he calls me, Mr. John. And I told him, I said, Gerald, Mr. John is 89 years old in Terre Haute, Indiana. I'm either Tommy or TJ.
Well, when he played for the Yankees, Tommy, he was very gracious and very humble. And he was happy to wear the pinstripes.
He was happy to wear the pinstripes, and he's with the ball club now. I told him it looks like you're going to get a chance to play in postseason play.
Good opportunity for him. If we take a look at Denny Nagel's numbers, 8-5 on the year. Not quite the same type of numbers that he had in 1997, but pretty good.
Denny Nagel is a different pitcher than most of the Braves starters. We said that they control the outside part of the plate. Nagel will throw his fastball inside more. He will pitch his fastball up in the strike zone more than Glavine or Maddox or Smoltz. But he's got a very, very good circle change, and that is his out pitch.
Well, that's what he sets him up with. He sets him up with that high fastball and then throws that darn circle change that you just can't hold up on, and it just dives off the plate. And that, like you said, that's what he gets these right-handed hitters out on. So Nagel, who had a record last year of 20-5, those were big numbers. And that's Maddox looking on, and also Joe Girardi and Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach. These dugouts are really not the best place to watch a game. You'll see a lot of those guys hanging out over that dugout fence. And the first pitch to Knobloch, leading off this second game of this short 2-game interleague series, is over for a call strike. You saw Knobloch's numbers. And the pitch on the outside corner now. It's 0-2. Knobloch given the night off last night, and it seems like Tommy, in baseball, when you get one day off out of 162, it just seems you just seem to come back so refreshed. There's that circle change missing outside.
I don't know why that is, but it just, as an everyday player, you give them a night off and just that little break where they don't have to get themselves prepared to play.
Hit well into center field, but there is Andruw Jones to make the play. Talk about a center fielder now. Andruw Jones is only 21 years old, but he plays one of the shallowest center fields that we've seen of anybody. Paul Blair, I guess, was the guy that played shallow in center field, more shallow than anybody I ever saw.
Paul Blair, Elliot Maddox played very, very shallow, but Andruw Jones, 21 years old, if he can keep his concentration and keep everything going, he has got a bright, bright, bright future. The only thing that's going to hurt him, I believe, would be complacency.
And I think Bobby Cox takes care of that. I mean, every once in a while he'll ring the bell on the young Jones as Derek Jeter steps in, batting second. Impressive numbers for him, and impressive numbers for Bobby Cox too. Get a chance, we'll tell you what he has done here for Atlanta. This is popped up into right field, fairly deep, and Gerald Williams waving away Jones, and there's two gone.
You know,
here
Bobby,
at the top of the first inning.
The thing with Bobby Cox that people don't understand, he was general manager here, and a lot of these young players, he got into the system when he was general manager.
Yeah, he has won more games the past 7 years than any team in the major leagues.
And there's a pretty good general manager right there. Mr. Sherholtz can't putt very well, but he's a good general manager, makes some good trades.
Bobby Cox in 6 postseasons has won 4 pennants and 1 World Series, and last year they feel like that they should have won against the Marlins, and of course the year before that when the Yankees took it away from him in 1996, and what was one of the very, I mean, just one of the most wonderful World Series that I think that I've seen. This is Paul O'Neill batting with 2 outs, 8 hits in his last 18 at bats, 6 singles, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs.
Paul and I were talking right before they took batting practice, talking about staying in on the left-handers, and he said, I'll probably get jammed, but at least he's staying in.
O'Neill batting .346 with runners in scoring position. He just seems to become a different or a much tougher hitter when there's men on base. A guy that just tries to put the bat on the ball. And a perfect pitch by Nagel on the outside corner. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You'll see that a lot tonight. Nagel out in front. So is David Wells. They pitch in front of these hitters.
Both pitchers pitch National League style ball. They get the ball, they throw it over the plate. It gives the umpires a chance to call strikes.
And on the outside corner this time, O'Neill doesn't like the call. That's Larry Vanover behind home plate. The Yankees go 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. No score. Braves coming up.
Dodge Caravan has always come with extra bonuses. And now Caravan comes with a few more. Like low 1.9 financing. Or choose $750 cash back. Plus, select customers get a Dodge owner's bonus for an additional $1,000 cash back. Which means you could own America's best-selling minivan for as little as $16,735. Now that's a bonus you can bank on. But only for a limited time. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Both these men have athlete's foot, but only one used the soothing cure. Prescription strength Desinex. It calms the itching and cools the burning while it heals. Got athlete's foot? Get Desinex, the soothing cure.
Hey, Yankee fans, join the excitement when the New York Yankees take on the Baltimore Orioles for 3 big games on Friday, July 3rd at 7:30, Saturday, July 4th at 1, and Sunday, July 5th at 1:30. On the 4th, fans 21 and older will receive a Yankee tankard compliments of Anheuser-Busch. On the 5th, all fans will receive a Yankee cap compliments of Snapple. Tickets are on sale now at the stadium ticket windows Monday through Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 5. Tickets are also available at Ticketmaster, the Yankee Clubhouse stores, and on the web at www.yankees.com.
What is it? An SUV? A luxury sedan? Like nothing you've ever seen. Yes. The new 1999 RX 300. Like no other vehicle or value on Earth.
At your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
Welcome back to Turner Field. No scores. The Yankees came to bat at the top of the first. Here comes the Atlanta Braves, and tonight's starting lineup for the Braves is brought to you by Corona Extra Beer. Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. Ozzie Guillen leads it off at shortstop. Gerald Williams batting second. Chipper Jones batting third. Lopez, Andrew Jones in the fifth spot. Bautista, Klesko, Grappanino at second base, and Nagel, that is, the pitcher batting ninth.
And let's take a look at the defense, brought to you by Dodge. Raines, Curtis, O'Neill across the outfield. Jeter, Brocious, Girardi, Martinez, and Chuck Knoploch back in the lineup tonight after a little vacation. Get his rest, get his wits, get everything going, start hitting, start stealing, start fielding.
And David Wells' numbers. He's won the last 9 out of 10. His record 9-2. ERA a little bit high. He doesn't walk anybody.
almost 97 innings pitched and 17 base on balls.
The Yankees are supporting him with 6.9 runs a game. And there's Ozzie Guillen faking a bunt. Guillen batting .271, 1 home run, 6 RBIs.
Last night, Ozzie Guillen put the ball in play pretty hard that first time up, but he has a different swing against left-handers than he does right-handers.
And a slap foul down the third base side. Well, Walt Weiss would be hitting for Ozzie Guillen tonight. He's playing shortstop, but of course his son was taken ill with that E. coli bacteria, and so Walt Weiss, who was here earlier, has gone back to be with his family at the hospital. And of course everybody around baseball and around America wish the Weiss family the very best, and his son Brody get well fast, and we hope to have him back in uniform. Another foul off to the right side. That's got to be, well, Tommy, you went through that during your career, so you know exactly what Walt Weiss and his family is going through.
I talked to Walt during batting practice, and I told him, I said, you know, Walt, I know what you're going through. Everybody's saying a prayer for you, but you know you're going to be a stronger guy when you get through all this, because you will find out that there's more important things in life than fielding and hitting and batting averages.
Chopper first base side. Boomer will have to hurry, and he's in front again. 1 gone.
This is where a pitcher's running really helps out. You really got to, in hot weather, I think you have to run more because of plays like this. You've got to get over on a fast runner, and just that little bit of sprinting gets you out of breath, and then you've got to watch the Boomer go over, get the ball, and now when you come back, you've got to get your breath. And on hot nights tonight, you see the perspiration running down his arms. It's tough to pitch because the sweat runs down your arm into your palm, and he's one of the few pitchers I've seen that uses rosin.
And the second batter is Gerald Williams, trying to bunt his way on. Pops it up, and it will be off the screen. The backstop, so no ball and 1 strike to Gerald Williams, a former New York Yankee. Now, Gerald, he is pretty valuable to a ball club. He doesn't have exceptional talent. He runs fast, but he can play 3 positions for you. He doesn't embarrass you when you put him out there to ask him to bunt, to hit and run. Bobby Cox knows that, and he's playing a big role now for this Brave ball club. Hit hard and past Brocious into left field. So the Braves come up with the first hit in this ball game as Gerald Williams.
Gerald Williams is a good 4th or 5th outfielder, and he does that well. He's got some speed, and you'll see if you make a pitch on the inside and don't get it way in, he'll hurt you a little bit with a ground ball. Watch the bat head come right straight down, didn't get jammed. Got to keep a watch on him too now, because he's got some speed, and he can lull you into thinking he won't steal, and then he'll take off.
Well, the Yankees lead the world at stolen bases, but the Braves only have 38 on the year, so they don't run a whole lot. This is Chipper Jones. And And the first pitch foul back and out of play.
You know, you hear the thing, well, they're playing National League style baseball. National League style baseball you think of as stealing and bunting and all this, but the Braves don't really steal. They don't run a lot. The Braves play Earl Weaver baseball. Good pitching, defense, and 3-run homers.
Well, Williams does have 4 stolen bases. He has yet to be caught here in 98. Chipper Jones with good numbers, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs. Well, you talked about National League style. There's a National League umpire behind home plate, Larry Hanover, and we saw, and we'll take a look at the other umpires. Hirschbeck is the only American League umpire here. Hit hard off the glove of Brosius. Does Jeter have a chance? And he does. What a bang play made by the shortstop with no hesitation. And he picks up Brosius at third, and there's 2 gone.
Chipper Jones gets a high out over the plate fastball, and that handcuffed Brosius. Derek Jeter back in the lineup a short time, and he comes up with an outstanding play, and that's what makes Derek Jeter valuable to this ball club. Just a walk in the park. Gerald Williams thought he had second base down there with the ball off Brosius' glove. Didn't count on the ball being caromed over to Jeter.
Yeah. Javi Lopez with a 3-run home run last night. Fouls the first pitch back and out of play.
Javi Lopez likes that ball out over the plate where he can extend those big arms.
Another good year with some big numbers up for him. Lopez now with 48 RBIs in his last 49 games and batting in this cleanup spot for Atlanta. Always got to be careful in these situations. Chipper Jones with 7 stolen bases at first base. Right down Broadway. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes on Lopez.
Bobby, you've seen the emergence of Javi Lopez as a catcher and then as a hitter. And the Yankees are hoping Jorge Posada can follow that same mold, that same trend. Learn your trade and then blossom as a hitter and a catcher. And he's not too far away. Posada is the catcher of the future.
Missing inside and low, so that's the first ball. Now it's 1-2. The Yankees actually get a little bit of a break because Galarraga is unable to play first base. He hurt his back at Yankee Stadium and struggled here the first time they came back to play this first game of a 2-game series, so he's not in the lineup tonight. Curtis Pride is not in the lineup. He was hit by a pitch last night on the knee, so I don't know if he's able to play. But boy, to take a guy like Galarraga out of the lineup, especially with a left-hander out there, I'll tell you what, that's got to put a dent in your offense.
Foul ball off Lopez's leg. He wears that shin guard down there, and I think the ball hit right underneath the shin guard. They don't have that many players, Bobby. They've got Lockhart, Tucker, and Eddie Perez, the catcher. And man, you don't want to use your only catcher early in the game. They're hoping Javi can shake that off. In fact, you may see, if this game gets long in the game and goes extra innings, you may see one of the 3 pitchers pinch hitting for the Braves because they don't have anybody.
Very short on the depth chart as far as Bobby Cox is concerned, with a lot of people injured. That's DeRoches at third, so he will cut the run off at second. And the Braves will leave 1 man on here in the bottom of the first inning. We've got no score here at Turner Field.
Now get extra savings with the Chrysler Owner's Bonus Sale. $2,000 cash back on Plymouth Neon for select owners or lessees of Chrysler, Ford, or GM. See your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer today.
Attention passengers. Our bingo tournament is starting in 5 minutes on the captain's deck. Also on deck, today's crack is pipe cleaner off the window.
periodic yellow pages. It's life, listed alphabetically.
With a $3.99 a month lease, it's never been easier to get your hands on a Catera. But be forewarned, once you've experienced Catera's European performance and world-class luxury, you may never want to let go. Catera, it's the caddy that zigs.
See your Cadillac Tri-Statesman authorized Catera dealer.
No score with the Yankees coming up here in the top of the second inning. We want to remind you that you can catch the action when the Yankees close out their interleague schedule against the Philadelphia Phillies with 3 games on Tuesday. That's starting June the 30th, Wednesday, July the 1st, and Thursday, July the 2nd. All games at 7:30. Tickets are available now at the stadium and through Ticketmaster, the Yankee Clubhouse stores, and on the web at the www.yankees.com. And I remember last year when the Yankees traveled to Philadelphia, this ball club right here, to face this Philadelphia ball club. And it was Curt Schilling who was on the mound, and I think he struck out about 15 or 16 that day. He was on the mark. So the Yankees with Darryl Strawberry sitting on the bench tonight. Paul O'Neill resting comfortably along with David Cone, who won last night's ball game. Tino Martinez will start it off for the Yankees here in the second. And Nagel's first pitch in there for a called strike. Tino may be breaking out of that somewhat of a call slump. He was 2 for 5 last night, hit the ball hard 2 or 3 times, and that's always a good sign when you're a little bit late on getting your bat through the strike zone. It appeared that for a while Tino wasn't popping that bat through the strike zone. It was kind of lazily coming through there. Circle change, swung on and missed. Now it's 1-2.
Most pitchers do not throw changeups to the same hitter, like left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter. But Denny Nagel right there threw this circle change, but got it down and away.
And he tried again, but that's outside and low, so now it's 2-2. A lot of times they'll do that and kind of lure you out there and then pop you inside with something hard. Well, he took something off of it, and Martinez in front. A strikeout for Nagel. It's 2 for him on the night.
Nothing just fancy, just a little bit off the pitch. And it's not how hard you throw the ball, but the variance of speed. You see that changeup right there is a great picture of his hand on the ball and getting the turnover. It looks fat, and then you go to swing, and the ball isn't quite there. And Tino's shaking his head. I was right on it. I know I was right on it.
And Tim Raines takes the first pitch outside and high. Denny Nagel was scheduled to pitch tomorrow, but he is pitching on 3 days rest so that he can attend his best friend's funeral in Maryland tomorrow. So he has switched actually with John Smoltz, who was scheduled to pitch tonight, and Smoltz will pitch tomorrow. So Nagel on 3 days rest. He last pitched against the Montreal Expos. Hit out into right field and fairly deep, but Gerald Williams is there. So 2 gone for the Yankees here in the second. Well, this is not Fulton County Stadium, but talking to Bobby Cox before today's ball game, the ball does fly out of Turner Field. It's a little bit bigger ballpark, and especially in the alleys. 380 left center, 390 in right center.
Although it's bigger than Fulton County, like you said, Bobby, the ball still jumps here. And one of the reasons why, this is the highest capital city other than Denver, Colorado. It's over 1,000 feet high. Barometrically speaking, it's a good hitter's ballpark.
Gerald Williams over towards the fan stands, and he comes down with it. Well, Ted Curtis, first pitch, popping out in foul territory. Gerald Williams with a nice play. Yankees are got here in the second, no score.
I wonder how they're doing back at headquarters.
Let's call them.
Hey, boss, it's us. How are things back at the store?
Well, the customers are practically beating the doors down.
That's right, because these are the final days of the Great American Ford Sales Event. Win Stars just $299 a month, or buy one with 1-9 financing or up to $2,500 cash back.
Just a few more days. Don't let up.
Hurry, it all ends soon, only at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
How do you create a room that says wow? See a Benjamin Moore dealer. That's how. Benjamin Moore is the brand professionals trust. It goes on easy in all the colors of your imagination. So if you can dream it, you can live it. And you can say wow for years to come. Benjamin Moore. Best paint, best results. Right now, save $5 a gallon on our best interior and exterior paint with mail-in rebate.
I was born under a wandering star. Wheels are made for rolling, mules are made to pack.
Now, for limited time, get a 98 Rodeo for $259 per month for 48 months with $1,553 due at lease signing. Or receive $1,000 cash back with purchase during the Isuzu Go Farther Getaway event. Offer ends June 30th.
No score here. Turner Field in the bottom of the second inning. Let's check the upcoming telecast brought to you by Ford. Expect more, get more. Let your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer show you why there's more to a Ford. And of course, that big 3-game series that everybody has been talking about in New York will begin tomorrow at 7:30. Will be telecast on MSG. And the pregame will begin at 7 o'clock on MSG. Saturday, 1 o'clock game. And then Sunday, it's the ESPN Sunday night game of the week. And what a 3-game series that will be. If you don't have tickets, forget about it, because there are no tickets. But you can pick it up on the old tube. Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John here in Atlanta, Georgia, as the Braves come to bat here in the bottom of the second. And Andruw Jones leads it off for the Braves. .257 hitter, 12 home runs and 44 RBIs. Hey, he is just beginning.
21
years old and learning every day and getting better every day. That catches the inside corner. Now it's 1-1. Everybody will remember that he hit the big home run at Yankee Stadium in the 96 World Series. That's just foul outside the third base side. And I think at that time he was the youngest to ever hit a home run in the World Series.
Yeah, there aren't too many of them 19 or 20 playing in those series. That's the thing, that they called him up, and the Braves wanted him to spend more time in the minor leagues, but the kid was just doing everything that he did at every level and tearing the leagues apart. They needed help up here.
That's down low. Now it's 2-2.
Must be some pretty good baseball played down at Curacao, where he's from. Bam Bam Mullins is from down there. Farmer Linky farmhand.
Yeah. Hensley Bam Bam Mullins. Bobby Cox
is not from down there.
Nope. A swing and a miss. Strikeout. Number 1 for David Wells.
Good pitch. You saw Andruw Jones start to stride and then had to change angle of his arms. Started to go at the ball and then saw that it was inside and had to pull his arms in and couldn't get him around fast enough.
You can see that it is hot and muggy here in Atlanta with the sweat all over David Wells as Danny Bautista steps in. First pitch swinging, that's foul off to the right side.
You know, nights like this, Bobby, you wanted to try to be as conservative as you could on your pitches, in that you didn't want to get into some real long counts and have a bunch of foul balls, because it's hot, it's muggy, and 6-7 innings is a long time out there on nights like this.
Bautista will try to bunt his way on, but it goes foul. I always felt a little bit lethargic when I played in Texas. You know, we would fly in there and it would be so hot, and I don't think Texas is as humid as it is here in Georgia, but you felt just a little bit lethargic. You know, you come from that air-conditioned hotel room or your car or whatever, and then all of a sudden you walk out there on this field or the clubhouse, and man, that heat hits you, and next thing you know, you're just out of strength.
I think one of the things that you do wrong as a ball player, you sit in the air-conditioned clubhouse. And that just makes you feel good. Boy, it's great. And then when you do go out on the field, it feels like you're in a Gary, Indiana steel mill blast furnace. And I think you're better off being out on the field and just having a fan blowing on you so that you get used to the heat.
Well, the Yankees are a hot pitching staff right now. That seems to be pretty hot. What'd you say, Gary, Indiana? What was that?
Steel mill blast furnace.
That sounds pretty hot to me. Have you ever been there?
Hot as that Yankee. I haven't been in a blast furnace, but been to Gary, Indiana.
Jammed him. And Brosius at third will throw out Bautista. It appears to me that Brosius is having a little bit of a problem with whatever that ground is over at third base. He hasn't been as spectacular. He's been a little bit squeamish, it looks like, over there.
Well, this is Bermuda grass, and it's cut almost like U.S. Open height. And the ball skids through there. You mentioned Texas. Texas had Bermuda grass cut real short, and the ball skids. Then it hits the dirt, and it gets a funny bounce.
Well, that's great grass to hit off maybe a chip shot 180 yards. About 100 yards. But when that ball hits that grass, it's coming off like it's artificial surface.
That's why you're a good golfer. You hit your chip shots 180 yards.
No. That's about 2 shots put together. And Klesko holding up on that one, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That's Bruce Froemming out at third base. He's always been a steady umpire. I know when I was in the National League, he was one of the better ones over there. Up high. Klesko playing first base tonight because of Galarraga with the sore back. So Klesko normally in the outfield for the Braves, and he has to move back to first base. But I think that's his best position.
I think this is where the Braves will finally put him when Galarraga leaves.
Good pitch on the outside corner now. It's 2-2.
Because he is not a gazelle in the outfield by any stretch of the imaginations. And when he takes one of those runs in a dive, the seismometer out in Caltech out in California, it's about a 3.5 earthquake here.
Slices this one down the left field line. This could be extra bases. Klesko will make it to second. A 2-out double by Ryan Klesko.
That Ryan Klesko can do. He can swing the bat. Gets the ball away and stays with it. Doesn't try to pull it. Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Good pitch by David Wells and a good piece of hitting by Ryan Klesko.
And normally Klesko has a lot of problems and doesn't really have as much confidence against hitting left-handers as he normally does, but a nice piece of hitting there. He picks up his 17th double of the year. So with 2 outs, Tony Graffanino will get a chance to try to put the Braves on top here in the second. No score. Yankees in Atlanta. Graffanino with a 208 average, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. He hasn't played a whole lot this year. Career-wise for the Yankees, 2 for 8. Pesky little hitter. And Wells tries inside. It just misses, so that will even the count up at 1-1. Well, the Yankees, as they take a look at David Wells in his last start, they got to be happy because no problems with his arm. He comes back strong. He had that tendonitis, remember, that left shoulder. They were a little bit concerned about that. He missed a start. Good pitch on the inside corner again.
But if you remember when he had that, we had those 2 rainouts, and that gave him a little extra rest. Made Joe Torre and Mel Stottlemyre breathe a little easier.
And with El Duque coming on too, it was a little easier for Stottlemyre and Joe Torre to kind of do whatever they wanted to with that starting pitching. And the guy that lost out in the starting job was Good swing by Graffinino. Fouls it back and out of play was Ramiro. And everywhere you go, you and I talking to Bobby Cox today, he was mentioning Mendoza. And every time the Yankees talk trade with somebody, the first name that comes up is Mendoza. I really like the way that young man can throw the ball. But yet he finds himself in the bullpen with the Yankees and now the starting rotation.
Bobby Cox, John Sherholtz would love to trade a canoe for a battleship.
Hit hard, and did that catch a Yankee down the left field line?
No, it might not have caught him, but I'll tell you what, it scattered a few. It scattered Soho, Leday, and El Duque.
Yeah, El Duque on the right with the hat on, and Soho right in the middle, and it was headed for him.
You know, the thing about it, that ball bounces around the concrete dugout, and you can miss the original, the incoming, but the shrapnel gets you as the shell explodes. The one thing you have to avoid here is trying to overpower a small hitter. And by that I mean you get a little guy down there, and a lot of coaches, a lot of catchers will say, yeah, just blow the ball by him. Bobby, that's the one pitch a small guy can hit. They can really tune up their bat on a fastball. I think when you get a small hitter up there, if you have it in your arsenal, you throw him the change-ups and the slow curve balls.
Yeah, that small hitter, as you indicate, is the guy that's just trying to put the bat on the ball.
Just trying to put the bat on the ball, and the harder you throw it, the more he just goes out there and ping. Ping, ping. Freddie Patek, the diminutive shortstop of the Kansas City Royals. A little big guy, about 5'6", 5'7". You just throw him fastballs, and he parked home run after home run.
Woody Woodward and Tom Seaver. Now the pitch foul back and out of play. Woody wasn't a great hitter. Of course, Woody, the general manager for the Seattle Mariners, former GM here with the Yankees. But I used to remember Tom Seaver talking about, he said, I couldn't get the guy out. Could not get him out. I mean, Tom could get all the great hitters out that you heard of, but Woody Woodward, hey, he owned him.
And all he was, and I guarantee all Woody was trying to do just put get the bat hit on the ball.
That's right. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the second inning. Still no score between Atlanta and New York. And this AB taking a little bit longer than David Wells would like. Pitch foul back on a play. So Graffinino working over David Wells.
And you know, I was saying earlier, you want to try to be as conservative as you can in your pitches, and you don't want any long counts. And he's thrown a few pitches here to Graffinino. Believe me, I don't care what kind of shape you're in or how much running you do. Nights like this, you become fatigued rapidly. That's the 7th foul ball this at bat. Must have had chicken to eat for dinner.
Popped him up. Major league pop up, but it's into center field. And Curtis is there to make the catch, and the Braves are gone here in the second inning. They leave another man on. Still no score here at Turner Field.
Like raptors, they prowl unopposed through the street. For nothing from Europe doth dare to compete. Their engineers cower and cry in their beer when faced with the new Motor Trend import car of the year. The Lexus GS 300 and 400. Come see them overwhelm and underprice their leading competitors today at your nearby New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
Where can I get the best value in wireless? Oh yeah, right here.
Bell Atlantic Mobile is now available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
What's Ansky? What? What the hell is Ansky?
Oh,
this I didn't do good at all.
Slide back. Hey, what is that? There you go.
Nice, right?
Yanks.
Yanks.
Yes!
Oh!
Let's go,
Nice.
Yanks! All right!
Dumb son of a...
We got next.
People get ready, get into the spirit. Come on, join in, everybody. Everybody join in. Working together, mind and soul. Dreaming, believing. This is where you wanna be. Oh, join in, everybody. Everybody join in.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by Ford. Expect more, get more. Let your Tri-State quality Ford dealers show you why there's more to afford. National League flags flying here at Turner Field. My first time here at this ballpark. Now we get into the American League. But it's somewhat of a version, I would think, TJ, in my opinion, it's somewhat a version of Camden Yards, a little bit bigger than Camden Yards. I think that they don't really have any problem selling tickets here. It's another sellout crowd for this series. They're going to draw, 3+ million here at Turner Field. Brocious leads it off for the Yankees. Bottom 3 coming up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brocious. Brocious continues his hitting with .310, 7 home runs, and 48 RBIs. Off to the right side and back into the stands. Brocious 2 for 5 last night with an RBI double.
Nagel just keeps going outside. Change up. And when you start leaning over the plate, then he'll throw that mid-80 fastball inside.
And the circle change missing down low. He really, from the angle from our center field camera, he really cups that circle change, doesn't he? Can a hitter pick that up?
I don't think a hitter can, because if you're looking back there, you aren't looking for the ball where he throws it out of the slot.
You see how he cupped it? This is Gee, and it's short. Throwing out Brocious. So 1 gone here in the 3rd. Well, if you've got plans for the July 4th weekend, well, forget them, because the WB11's got the whole thing planned for you. We've got the Bronx Bombers against Baltimore, the Macy's Fireworks Spectacular, and the first ever viewer-chosen Classic Trek Marathon. It can't get any better than that, so mark your calendars now and plan to spend your July 4th weekend with the WB11. I can't think of anything better than that. That's Girardi. Fouling that pitch out of play.
Have a little, you mean a little 4th of July picnic? Have WB11 on the telly?
Absolutely.
Listen to Mercer and John?
Well, I'll go for that. How can you and I have a picnic if we're going to listen to those guys?
Oh, that's right.
No balls. Well, we could have a.
Maybe the people from the truck, they could have a little barbecue. They could send us up morsels of food on that 4th of July weekend.
We could tape the game. Outside and low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John. 2 of the best clubs in baseball, TJ. The Yankees with the best winning percentage in all of baseball, and the Atlanta Braves with the 2nd best winning percentage. And Nagel striking out Girardi, and that pitch, a perfect pitch on the outside corner, it looked like to me. Maybe it was a little bit outside. I don't know.
You see Javier Lopez sitting outside. Nagel threw the ball about 4 to 6 inches outside, but he hit the catcher right in the middle of the mask, right in the middle of his body. And like I said, Larry Vanover is a pitcher's umpire. If you throw it out there, he will call it.
So David Wells batting for the first time and takes a pitch on the outside corner.
A couple of pitchers in the, couple of umpires in the American League. John Hirschbeck is a National League umpire.
Hit hard and past Guillen in the left field for a base hit. How about that? David Wells comes up with the first Yankee hit of this game, and he hit it hard. And he looked like he knew what he was doing, taking the left-hander to the opposite field. Now look at Paul O'Neill. He's saying, now that's the way you got to hit if you're a left-handed batter.
Well, hitting is not anything new for David Wells, playing in the National League Cincinnati. The ball was away, and he hit it away. He stayed right on that ball, really did. It looked like he pulled out a little bit with his bottom, but kept the top in there.
I don't know. If I was the manager, I would rather
make it out and come back on the bench.
My pitcher not be on the base pass running around and tiring himself out. Nevertheless, there's the Boomer. Look at him. He's sweating all the way through his top portion of his jersey.
Now, some pitchers will change T-shirts or change tops in between games. Between innings. And it looks like David Wells is not one of those. He will go with the same shirt. I was that way. If I started with the sweatshirt on, that sweatshirt stayed with me 1 inning or 9 innings.
I blocked the batter with a 2-0 count. Was it because
I just felt that when I got a dry shirt, it never felt comfortable again on me.
Now Boomer on at first base, enjoying that base hit with 2 outs, and now the count is 3 balls, no strikes to Knobloch.
Now those 2 guys right there, if Wells and Klesko are ever on the same ball club, California boys, rock music, they might have a little jam session over in the corner. But that was another National League strike right there, the 3-0. Nagel did not give in, stayed on the outside or just off the outside corner.
They're not holding Wells on at first base, so that's a good swing by Knobloch, but he fouls it back and out of play.
What do you think they would do if the Boomer just took off there?
Well, he's going to take off now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
I hated this count because I always felt that they were going to try to put some kind of a play on and embarrass me and back of me if I tried to get something going early.
Wells will go, and the pitch will be fouled back and out of play. Take your time. David Wells getting back to first base. And he's talked to just about everybody on the infield that'll listen to him. He's had a conversation with Klesko, conversation with Graffinino. Now he's talking to Ozzie Guillen at short. And now he's going to talk to Jose. I don't know does he know the signs? I guess he does. Well, all Willie's got to do is point to second base. That means go.
Go.
There he goes again, and it's another foul ball.
Well, David's been running so fast that you see the suction of the afterburners. It sucked that pocket of his left hip pocket right on out.
That's a la Paul O'Neill.
It's either that or that's his hanky.
That looks like a hanky, doesn't it? Maybe it's not. I think it's the inside part of the pocket. So we'll do it again. There he goes. And this time the pitch is popped up into right field. Should be an easy play for Gerald Williams. He puts it away. David Wells gets a workout here in the third. He'll have to rest up a bit. No score.
Summer's here, and you can count on your Toyota dealer to make it a cool one. Picnics, a ball game, count on a Toyota Camry to get you there. Right now, you can lease Camry with no money down and no security deposit. They'll even take care of your first month's payment. Your total due at signing, $0. Just $249 a month with a lot of great options included. You just sign and drive away in America's #1 selling car. It's that easy with Super June savings. Don't miss this great $0 down Camry deal.
Dude, get down. It's my chair. Let's go. I'm not playing games.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, dude.
He got him right where he wants it. Just a bit outside.
Hey, those dog obedience classes really paid off.
Hello, John. This is Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin, this is John. The reason...
Let's face it, you're not always clear on a cellular
that,
phone.
my daughter and I, your daughter and I...
But now there's Sprint PCS,
well,
the only nationwide all-digital network, for a new level of clarity.
I want to marry your daughter.
That's very nice. What number are you calling?
555-0681.
Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
Now get extra savings with the Chrysler Owner's Bonus Sale. $2,000 cash back on Town & Country LXI for select owners or lessees of Chrysler, Ford, or GM. See your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Well, you know, there's no business like show business, unless, of course, Kramer's involved. Tonight on Seinfeld, a music video casting call is Kramer's ticket to stardom, or so he thinks. But he's about to get a starring role on America's Most Wanted. See what we mean tonight at 11, only on the WB11. Well, it was a tough inning for David Wells. This is what happened in between innings, a cool drink of water. Kind of like a fighter, you know, at the end of the round, you go over to the corner and you got your trainer there and you got the towel, you wipe it off, take some water and get yourself ready to go. You're shaking your head, Tommy. What
Instead of spitting the water out, you got to put the water back in you. Look at the marathon runners. When they take off and they're in that New York Marathon, they drink as much water as you can before, and then you keep drinking water during. And not cold water, but just room temperature, a little coolish water.
Well, this will be an interesting inning now for David Wells after being on the base pass and running back and forth to second base. Denny Nagel fouls the first pitch back and out of play. We'll see how he responds to this and see if his strength is there.
I know what I would do against Nagel. I'd throw him 3 pitches. I'd throw him 3 curveballs, and I'd sit him back down as quickly as I could because I may have to make some good pitches on somebody else.
Well, 2 fastballs, and he's got a no-ball 2-strike count to him. That is pitch number 40 now for David Wells in this game. You've been in this situation many times, TJ, and what is it something that that David should be doing, or is he doing the right thing? Or can you do anything?
There's nothing you can really do. All your preparation wants to be done between starts, and actually you should work hard enough in between starts.
Well, Nagel is gone. So an easy first batter for Wells. 2 strikeouts for him.
What's the fastball away right on the outside corner? Denny Nagel wanted that pitch as a pitcher, and he got it as a hitter.
Take a look at some of our Budweiser out-of-town scores. Colorado over Houston 6-5 in the National League. Ozzie Guillen batting now. It's his second trip around. Baltimore and the Mets no score in the third at Shea. Oakland over San Francisco 5-2. Breaking ball up high. Now it's 1-1. San Diego 6-0, shutting out Seattle. Milwaukee over Minnesota 9-2. All tied up St. Louis Cleveland. That's in the 5th. Home runs galore. Back up the middle. Nice play by Wells, and there's 2 gone. Well, we've got Sammy Sosa with the Chicago Cubs now pushing Mark McGwire in that home run chase.
Who would have thought that, huh?
He set a record, I think, with 18 home runs already in this month.
I think he tied a record in Major League Baseball. Rudy York had 18 when Rudy was with the Tigers.
McGwire now with 34. And Sosa with 31. Wow. And we're not even to the halfway point. Hit hard by Gerald Williams, and pretty easy inning for David Wells, and he needed that. Good for him and the Yankees. Still no score here at Turner Field.
How long does it take to turn the new Dodge Durango from the sport utility with the most passenger room in its class into the one with the most cargo room? Not long enough. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
They have substance, integrity. They're the individual pieces that contribute to a greater good, making lives less worrisome, futures more secure. They are the agents of New York life. Their humanity is the stone with which this company was built. They're why New York Life is the company you keep.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
So you decided on a Buick LeSabre instead of a Mercury Grand Marquis. Well, rest easy. You made the right choice. LeSabre's the one with all the awards. First for safety, best seller, best total value. Now the Grand Marquis Awards. Cash in on LeSabre's dominance over Grand Marquis and save over $2,800 with 1-9 financing for 36 months.
No score here at the top of the 4th inning. Capacity crowd on hand here at Turner Field. Easy inning for David Wells as he wipes the sweat away from his brow and off his head. And of course, there's that ammonia towel.
That ammonia towel, the Gene Monahan's famous ammonia towel. They put it in a bucket of water, ice, and ammonia, and they put it on there, and you breathe in. And well, I tell you what, it will revive you immediately. But you know, we were talking last inning. The thing that pitchers want to do in hot weather, you want to work so hard in between starts that the easiest time you have is the game that you pitch on your start.
And Jeter leads it off for the Yankees here in the top of the 4th inning. Nagel outside with a ball. Jeter 0 for 1. He flied out to right field. Hit well into center field, and Andruw Jones with a beat on it. Kind of a nonchalant play for the young 21-year-old center fielder, but he makes it look easy.
Well, he makes it look easy, and he nonchalants some balls. I think you saw him in the World Series in '96. Nonchalant a ball and missed it. There's a happy birthday to Derek Jeter.
His birthday is tomorrow.
They may not have tickets for tomorrow, so they brought the card out tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's not many tickets. Well, there's no tickets available that I know of.
Absolutely.
I couldn't even get tickets. Not meaning that, you know, you talk to somebody about tickets and they don't even hear you.
What?
It's World Series atmosphere. There's no doubt about it. As the Yankees, after tonight, will fly back and start that big pregame series against the New York Mets.
And they were talking about the tickets going scalping there, just going sky high. And I said, that's the greatest thing that ever happened in New York. Have 2 ball clubs playing good baseball.
And they ask you, what do you think about interleague play? Is it good for the fans? Chipper Jones at third. And Klesko kept his foot on the bag long enough, so O'Neill is gone.
Little breaking ball high in the zone, and Chipper just takes a little flip and throws the ball, and actually Klesko kind of, I think he didn't looked a little got his feet tangled up there, but he had the rubber man stretch, kept his toe on the bag.
And Tino takes the first pitch down low. You know, talking about interleague play and the attendance and the fan excitement about interleague play, especially when you get these rivalries. That's out of play. Well, Atlanta comes to Yankee Stadium. I think they draw an average of 50,000 for 2 games. That's 100,000. They come down here. They draw 50,000. That's 200,000. They're going to go back to Shea and draw 150. That's 350,000 fans that they're going to play for in the next 7 days. I would say that's pretty good.
Well, I'd say that's very good. And you know, there's really no reason why the Yankees shouldn't be drawing better crowds. The best ball club in baseball, and they're just whizzing right away. They're exciting. They have everything.
Well, I think the Yankees, I have to go back and look at the book, but I think 2.6 million, maybe 2.7 million is the most they have ever drawn at Yankee Stadium. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I'll tell you,
Martinez.
And it was in the year 1988 was their highest year that they drew, and that wasn't even after a championship year. It's actually 2.8 million, I believe, in 1988.
Foul off to the right side. Nice effort by Jose Cardinal down there, but you know, Jose, he has a lot of those those braces and things like that. We take a look at the National League home run leaders. We were talking about McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Galarraga not in the lineup tonight. That's a big break for the Yankees, and one of their big offensive guys. Brought to you by Nissan, National League home run hitter. Ian will throw out Martinez, and the Yankees 1, 2, 3. They are gone here to fourth. Still no score.
It's summer, so count on your Toyota dealer to make it a great one. Count on sidewalk cafes, day trips. Count on a Corolla to get you there. And right now you can count on Super June savings. Buy any new Corolla with low 1.9% APR financing, or lease Corolla for a low $159 a month, including air conditioning, automatic, and more. Summer won't wait. Why should you? Don't miss Toyota's Super June savings. Count on your Toyota dealer now.
And every day people.
Where can I get the best value in wireless? Oh yeah, right here.
Bell Atlantic Mobile is now available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
Hello, it's me, Wendy the Snapple Lady. You better come down to Yankee Stadium on July 5th when Snapple sponsors Yankee Cat Day. Free cats for everybody. The game starts at 1:35 on Sunday, and we'll be taking on our arch rivals, the Baltimore Orioles. Ladies, come see those fabulous Yankee hunks, and men, come and see your favorite beverage babe. Looking forward to seeing you.
Splendid looking Lexus. Thanks. Like my new Seville, no doubt, a technological marvel, blessed with the control of the world's most renowned driving system.
System?
Nope, that's right. You don't have the North Star system.
The all-new Seville, with all the power and control of the North Star system, now just $549 a month. It's not just new, it's what's next.
Do I want to know how much?
No, it would break your heart.
The all-new Seville, it's what's next.
Well, only 3 hits total and no runs here in the top of the 5th inning coming up. Check that bottom of the 4th inning. We want to remind you that you can catch all the action when the Yankees close out their interleague schedule against the Philadelphia Phillies with 3 games on Tuesday starting June the 30th, Wednesday, July the 1st, and Thursday, July the 2nd. All games starting at 7:30. And tickets are available at the stadium and through Ticketmaster, and also the Yankee Clubhouse stores. The July 4th weekend coming up at Yankee Stadium, and always a lot of Yankee fans around the country. And the lucky Yankee fans in this area get a chance to see them come back to Turner Field to watch the Braves and the Yankees get it on. Chipper Jones leads it off for the Braves. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jones. For a small guy, Chipper Jones puts up some heavy numbers. He doesn't have a lot of power from the right side. He puts the ball in play. His average is pretty good, but he doesn't hit many home runs. He hits all the home runs from the left side. He's the only switch hitter in this lineup tonight.
Well, other than Eddie Murray and, Mickey had his power side was actually he hit the ball farther from the right side than he did his left side. But Chipper Jones is a good, solid hitter.
Well, if he can ever refine his right-handed hitting side like he has his left-handed hitting side, he's going to be a bigger star than what he is today for Atlanta and in baseball. Only 25 years old. I mean, they've got some young, good-looking players here.
And they got some good players down on the farm. They've got a young kid named George Lombard who's down in Double-A ball at Greenville Braves. And they've got a pitcher named Bruce Chin down there with the Greenville Braves.
Popped up down the right field side, and Martinez is giving chase and makes a good play on it.
That's the toughest play a first baseman has to make, going down that line, running with your back towards home plate, looking up over your shoulder, and the ball will generally come back in towards the foul line. And Tino Martinez made a very, very good play.
Always steady at first base. We talk about his hitting a lot, but Ever steady at first base, Tino Martinez. Javi Lopez swings at the first pitch, pops it up to the right side. Twilight here at Atlanta. It's tough to pick the ball up, but Martinez will put it away for the second out here in the fourth inning.
David Wells does this very well. He throws that fastball just out of the strike zone up and gets a lot of hitters to pop the ball up, either fair or foul. Tino Martinez looking up, catching the ball. Like you said, Bobby, right now is the toughest time of night. The lights have not taken effect here at Turner Field.
2 outs and Andruw Jones steps in. Good pitch by Wells on the outside corner for a called strike. Jones has struck out his only time up. There you can see the twilight just settling in here at Turner Field. Well hit into center field. Curtis on a run on the warning track, out the wall in center. Jones around first. He'll motor around second and head for third. And a 2-out triple by Andruw Jones. A nice effort by Curtis in center field. And once again, the Braves will have a runner in scoring position.
David Wells, a fastball right down the middle of the plate on the belt high on the outside corner. And boy, when you make a play like that, Chad Curtis, you've really got to watch out because Andruw Jones has such good speed. And one of the reasons that was his 5th triple. And I think he thought the ball right there. He was in his home run trot and thought the ball was out of the park. Now you see him run. And if he runs hard from the go, right from home plate, he may have an inside the park home run.
Well, if anybody bobbles the ball in the outfield, or if Curtis doesn't come up with it cleanly, he certainly would have a chance to take it around third. But Curtis made a nice effort. And that will bring up Danny Bautista.
That's why when you have a runner, you have to know who the runner is, who the batter runner is. The other outfielders left and right, when the outfielder, center fielder goes to make a play and misses the ball, you've got to hustle over and back him up.
In on the hands and out of play off the right side. So now David Wells will work way in front of Bautista. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the 4th. Boy, the way these two guys are pitching tonight, any run may be the difference in this game. And that was the kind of game that basically it was built. I mean, when you look at the 2 stats between Nagel and David Wells, you know it's going to be a tight game. Or you figured it was going to be a tight game.
When you're in a tight game like this, it's really vitally important to get first out, because then you can kind of pitch yourself out of some jams. David Wells got the first 2 outs, then he got the triple, then he got ahead of Bautista 0-2, and then now you can pitch yourself out of a mini jam.
And I think in favor, 2-2 count on Bautista, in favor of the Yankees, as Torrey and Stottlemyre look on. The Yankees by far have the best bullpen.
That's the Braves' Achilles heel.
Yeah.
And I think,
so if they have to go to the bullpen.
If they have to go to the bullpen, the Yankees are in better shape out of the bullpen than the Braves are.
In on the hands and out of play again.
And that is with Wohlers healthy and throwing strikes. The Yankees still have a better bullpen. And I think as the season goes on, John Schuerholz will make a trade and he will bring a closer in here if Wohlers proves that he cannot come back.
Well, Mark Wohlers is down in Class A ball, working to try to get his act together again for this ball club, and they certainly need him. They've been counting on him for 2 or 3 years, and I don't know. Now tell me, TJ, could the home run that he gave up to Jimmy Leyritz affect him and how he pitches and how he approaches the game from 1996?
I don't think so. He had a good year last year. If it was going to affect him, it would have affected him last year. But he had a good year last year, and this year he just came in and couldn't throw strikes. The last time he pitched, Bobby, his first 4 pitches warming up went up here on the screen. I mean, they weren't even. It was kind of like Nuke LaLoosh and Bull Durham.
And on the hands, nice play by Jeter, and a nicer play by Tino Martinez, who had to come off the bag and put the tag on Bautista. So once again, the Braves strand one, but still no score here at Turner Field.
My ancestor dreamt of winning the Highlands Open, but his golf wasn't up to par. So he designed a wider golf club for better control of his drives. Truly, wider is better.
Take control of your drives with this special lease on the Wide Track Grand Prix. It's only available for a limited time, so line yours up now.
My family crest still bears the proverb. Mashleha Nasher.
The Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac.
See one today at your Tri-State Pontiac dealer.
Come on, let's go faster, faster. He's really driving us. He's killing us. I'm pulling away from you. It helps, though. I don't think I could do it on my own.
I know. This is the longest I've ever stuck with a workout program.
Well, they say motivation is the key. You can do it. Come on, you bunch of bodybuilders. I don't see any sweat.
No wonder you can never get a bike around here.
This is what you're working for.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
Chrysler and Plymouth announces the Owner's Bonus Sale. These unbeatable savings are also extended to all GM and Ford owners. Select customers save $2,000 on Plymouth Neon, save $2,000 on Chrysler Cirrus, and save $1,500 on Chrysler Sebring Coupe and $500 on Sebring Convertible. And when you choose our low APR rates, you still get the extra $500 Owner's Bonus. The Chrysler and Plymouth Owner's Bonus Sale. For a limited time only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Just waiting for somebody to score here at Turner Field. Yankees coming up here in the top of the 5th inning. Hot, muggy night, and once again, the Monahan ammonia towel being applied to David Wells.
Wells look a little mummified right there, but he's taking deep breaths inside that cold ammonia towel.
And this is Tim Raines. Raines flat out to right field, his first time up. Only one base hit by the Yankees, and that was David Wells in the 3rd inning. He got 3 strikeouts and just living on the outside corner on these right-handed batters, and why not? Until you make an adjustment to him, why not just stay out there? Vanover, the umpire, is looking out there all the time, so he's already got his eyes cast.
Well, we said earlier that Nagel will pitch out there, but he will come inside more than any of the other Braves pitchers. Leo Mazzoni, the Braves pitching coach, believes you've got to establish outside before you go anyplace else on the plate.
Up high, ball 4, so he will lose the leadoff batter for the Yankees here in the 5th. First walk given up by Nagel.
And there's Leo Mazzoni.
Well, he's always rocking, and I think that's just a sign of settling for him.
Leo Mazzoni learned a lot of his pitching theories from an old pitching coach of mine, Mr. John Sain, an ex-Brave back in the 40s, an ex-Yankee back in the early 50s, latter 40s.
Mazzoni has been here 7 years with the Braves. Chad Curtis stepping in. Raines with pretty good speed with 5 stolen bases. So the first time the Yankees have had their leadoff batter on, and only the second base runner, as we take a look at the Toyota box score. A bunch of zeros there, except for David Wells. He's 1 for 1. And that's out of play off to the right side. A lot of times from a right-handed hitter standpoint, if you're going to make an adjustment to Denny Nagel, I would crowd the plate a little bit and think about slowing my swing down and hitting the ball up the middle until he made the adjustment back to me. I would make the adjustment to him until he made the adjustment back to me.
Well, that's what a lot of hitters tried to do with me. Crowd the plate and hit the ball up the middle, because they don't like to throw the ball inside. I didn't like to throw the ball inside, and you made me do something that I didn't want to do. You make Denny Nagel do something that he doesn't want to do. But if this were an American League game, you may see a bunt right here, because then you don't have the pitcher coming up in the 9th spot. You want to play for the 1 run and you get a run up. If you bunt now, then you've got Brosius, Girardi, and Wells, and it kind of takes away what you want to do as a manager managing in a National League game.
One ball, 1 strike to Curtis.
And Nagel every once in a while will run into some streaks of wildness where he'll throw the ball and be pitching well, and then all of a sudden lose home plate. Still throw the ball good, but just miss on his pitches.
I got a feeling that maybe Joe Torre, if the count is right and the situation is right, he would rather hit and run than sacrifice the runner over. Down low, and a nice pickup by Lopez at home plate. So it's 2 balls and a strike.
And that is this is a good count to start the runner up, because you got a pretty good chance of getting a fastball, or at least something that you can handle to put the ball on the ground.
Immediately Lopez out to talk to Nagel. Somehow, for some reason, he has lost the strike zone. Maybe Lopez out to give him a bit of a breather.
See, Nagel, you know, everybody makes fun of the Boomer and all that stuff about his girth, but you see, there's perspirations right there. Nagel is a tired puppy too now. I don't care what kind of shape you're in or what your body size is. It's a tough night to pitch.
Any run could be very important in this game. The runner holds, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. Curtis with 1 for 4 last night, making his 13th start in center field, in place of Bernie Williams, still on the disabled list. But Bernie working hard in Tampa, and the Yankees expecting him back very soon. Everything going well for him and his rehab. And the pitch, a circle change, catches the inside corner. Strike 3, and 4 strikeouts for Nagel.
Denny Nagel just paralyzes Curtis right on the inside corner as a little comebacker. I want to pit, I want to swing, I want to swing. And you get locked up. You're looking for the ball away, and then that ball inside just locks you up.
So Brosius will try to do something. He grounded out his first time up.
Huge out right there for Nagel, because with 1 out now, with that circle change, he can throw it, and if you don't do something with it positively, you can little 6-4-3, and Nagel's out of the inning. That's why Maddox is so tough. You get people on, and then you're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning.
1-1 now to Brosius, who is the best 8th place hitter in baseball. They tried him in the 2nd spot when Jeter was on the disabled list. He didn't like it up there. I don't know why, but it just didn't fit his style. He felt more comfortable in the 8th spot. Raines on at first base, and 1 out here in the 5th inning. .48 RBIs this season, all from the bottom of the order. Brosius didn't bite at that ground ball as Joe Torre continues to flash signs. And like we said earlier, the dugout, in order to be able to see the game, you got to lean out over that railing up there.
Well, wasn't it that way in old Fulton County too, that they most of the guys would sit up on the railing?
There goes the runner, and Lopez is thrown. They've got Raines in a rundown. Back to Bautista as he puts the tag on Raines. So Raines tried a little trickery Lopez with a quick throw down to second base. So 2 gone now here in the 5th inning.
During Curtis's at bat, Tim Raines was not getting a good read off Denny Nagel, and he did not get a good read there. Got about 3/4 of the way down and saw that he was going to be out and stopped and tried to get into the pickle, and he did, and they still got him out.
Ball 4 now to Brocious, so the second walk given up by Nagel in this inning. So now with 2 outs and the 7th place batter, Brocious on at first base. Girardi will step in. Girardi struck out back in the 3rd. Yankees would like to get a base hit here and at least bring David Wells to the plate. And if they don't do anything here in the 5th, they start off with their leadoff hitter in the 6th. The ball will get away from Lopez. Brocious will go to second. And now that caught stealing by Tim Raines would be pretty big in this situation. The Yankees would have runners at second and third.
That was a circle change that Lopez was looking to be outside, and then he held on and pulled it across his body. And if we could predict the future, you would Tim Raines would not have elected to run. And he's telling Joe, I thought I had a good jump, and I thought I could get down there.
Well, the guys all have the green light until Joe Torre puts the stop sign up. I don't know how you can put the stop sign up on a guy that's got over 800 stolen bases in his career and is 4th all time in that category. And they're going to intentionally put Girardi on and pitch to David Wells, and that could mean trouble for Denny Nagel, because Wells is the only Yankee batter who has a base hit tonight, and he will come up with a couple of men on.
Now they're going over. I have no idea what they're talking about. How to pitch David Wells? Come on. I know, just drop some hooks on him, and because a pitcher hasn't seen a curveball.
Well, Nagel's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. That's the 3rd walk that he's given up, even though it was intentional. And I think Lopez is just giving him a bit of a breather out there.
Well, I said earlier in the inning that Denny Nagel will go along and pitch just great baseball, and then inexplicably, all of it just lose the strike zone and walk 2-3 hitters in the inning, and then come back again and start throwing strikes. Have no idea. It's just he's done that for the last 2 or 3 years.
Outside for a ball. Fallen behind David Wells. 2 balls and no strikes. Joe Torre will probably give Wells the hit sign.
Guarantee I would.
I would too. And a good swing and a foul back and out of play as David will pose after that swing.
Well, that's what you're supposed to give it, that Reniac Lau swing. Watch him go through there with, that's pretty good little.
Darn good pose.
Not a bad swing either for a pitcher.
Another pretty good swing, a foul out of Lopez's glove. You know, it's serious, but it's a fun time for the pitchers in the American League to finally get to come to the plate and swing that bat.
Absolutely, and you don't have to get a base hit every time you come up as a pitcher. All you have to do as a pitcher is be able to put the bat on the ball and keep from striking out.
I'll go for that. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wells. 2 men out here in the 5th. Somehow stays alive with getting just a bit of a into the bat on that ball.
That was a nasty breaking ball that was never a strike, even when Nagel released it on the mound.
He didn't intend for it to be a strike. Now, one thing Nagel hasn't done to David Wells, he hasn't challenged him inside yet. A little looper off the third base side. Chipper can't run it down, so now Boomer hanging tough here with 2 strikes and 2 men out of the 5th.
That's a pretty good catch right there by El Duque. Watch this little ball right there, and he just puts his hat out and catches it in his hat. Kind of like that. Catches him with his glove and hat. Makes no difference what he has.
Well, from a pitching coach standpoint, you want to keep that finger out of the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now the Yankees are gone here in the 5th. They'll leave a couple of men on. There were 3 walks. Still no score.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again. Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named Best Sport Utility.
And now you can lease the leader with a special $319 a month leadership lease or get 1.9% financing.
Grand Cherokee, highest in owner loyalty, and now named Best Sport Utility. No wonder year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top. Check out this $319 lease at your dealer.
How far can you go on a tank of Mobil Super Plus? How about London, or Rio, or any of the over 250 destinations that American Airlines flies to worldwide? Every time you fill up with Mobil Super Plus, you can pick up a game packet that includes 100 Advantage miles and the chance to win a grand prize of air travel for a whole year. So fill up with Mobil Super Plus, play, take wing, and take off.
I believe I can fly.
Where can I get the best value in wireless? Oh yeah, right here.
Bell Atlantic Mobile is now available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
According to Smart Money magazine, the BMW 528i has the lowest ownership cost rate in the entire category, which is good to know, considering it also has the highest ownership fun rate in the entire category. Lease a 528i for $458 a month for 30 months at your Tri-State BMW Center. $3,458 due at signing.
Well, the sun just setting here in Atlanta, Georgia. Still no score here at the bottom of the 5th inning. It has been a pitcher's duel as David Wells and Denny Nagel battle it out. What a beautiful stadium this is. Tonight after Seinfeld, Frasier's thing for older women ends up in a steamy bestseller. That even leaves him blushing. But when Dr. Crane contacts the same former flame, well, there'll be enough juicy details for a sequel. Find out tonight at 11:30 right here on the WB11. Boy, a lot of steamy things happening on the WB11 tonight. Kramer, now Seinfeld, now Frasier.
And a steamy night in Georgia.
And it's a steamy night in Georgia. You're right about that. Brian Klesko leads it off for the Braves. Bottom 3 coming up. Tony Graffinino and then Denny Nagel. Off the end of the bat. And Knobloch will throw it down low, and Martinez will not be able to hang on to it. It appeared that Knobloch had enough time. Let's see what happened here.
He had more than enough time to field the ball and straighten himself up because Klesko is not the fastest runner in the world, and Chuck tried to throw the ball off the run.
That could be Tino Martinez's problem too. In fact, they're going to give the error to Tino. The glove got plenty of the baseball. He just couldn't hold on to it. Let's see if we can't see it from a different angle. Well, it was still down low, but Tino was unable to pick it out of the dirt. So E3, and Graffinino will step in.
That's a tough play for a second baseman, but you just got to square yourself up and get the ball over to the first baseman. It's easier said than done, obviously.
Now we'll see what Bobby Cox does. 8th place hitter at the plate. Graffinino checking signs. Bobby Dews down at third base for the Braves.
I think Bobby Cox will play straight baseball and see what Graffinino does, and then he'll bunt with Nagel if Graffinino does not do anything.
Watchful eye by Bobby Cox as we check out the Toyota box score. 3 base hits for Atlanta. Only 1 for the Yankees. And an outside corner strike. 1-1 by David Wells. He has been active tonight. He's been on the base paths. There's Bobby Dews.
Bobby Dews has been around for a long time. 60 years old. They've been in the Braves organization, it seemed like forever.
Swing and a miss by Graffinino. Graffinino, Mark Lemke's last year's backup at second base.
Well, it looked like a little slider right there down in the dirt, and Graffinino swung over it.
You know, for a middle infielder now, he's got some pretty good power. For a part-time middle infielder. And David Wells will make a perfect pitch on the inside corner. Graffinino doesn't like it. Third strikeout for Wells. 1 down here in the 5th.
Right on the inside corner. That's what they called Curtis out with. It's what they've called a few batters out with. Graffinino sends back there and says, come on, that ball wasn't a strike. I think you'll see a bunt by Denny Nagel. And I hate this right here, to square around as early like that. It's just, again, I'm speaking from Tommy John's viewpoint. I could not bunt the ball if I squared around that early. I would have to stay in the batting stance and then turn as the pitcher threw the ball towards home. It was just a timing thing with me. But if I got around too early, I tend to bunt it at bad balls.
Well, that too, and you got the third baseman just bearing down on you. I mean, when you square around like that, I mean, clear indication that you're going to bunt. Look where Brocious is at third. Of course, Martinez has to hold the runner on it at first base until the ball is released, and then the play is to bunt the ball down the first baseline. But that's a tougher play for a left-handed batter off of a left-handed pitcher.
And they were talking with Brocious. The problem with coming in as close as Scott Brocious is right now, Nagel can handle the bat relatively well. And you square around early, and then the third baseman comes charging in, and then all you do is what the old butcher boy play.
Now that sounds like a pitcher. Let's don't give him that much credit on handling the bat. Now, I know that comes from a former pitcher. About how well he can handle the bat. If Brocious gets in a little bit too far, he'll slap it by him. Or
when Tommy Lasorda had the Dodgers, we had the okay if they charged too early to slap the ball by him at any time.
And the bunt is right back to David Wells. He barehands it. They could turn another play, and they will. What a play started by David Wells, and they turn it into 2. Trying to bunt the ball down the first baseline, and it goes right back to David Wells. Boys, he's been active. No score here at Turner Field. And maybe the Yankees caught a little bit of a break here, TJ.
I think the Yankees caught a big break. What a play by Derek Jeter. But that ball right there, you see the ball is not in Chuck Knobloch's glove at first base. And Denny Nagel, hustling hard down the line, was called out, and he was called out because he was a pitcher. If that were a position player, he would be safe, guaranteed.
Knobloch leads it off for the Yankees here in the 6th, guaranteed.
Yep.
Just because he was a pitcher?
Absolutely.
They took him off the base pass so he wouldn't wear himself down, or what?
No, the pitcher isn't supposed to hustle like that. He isn't supposed to run fast. He isn't supposed to have a good eye at the plate and take the ball just off the plate. Pitchers get called with strikes more than what the batters do.
2 balls and a strike. The Nagel line, 5 innings and only 1 hit.
And the 3 walks were in the last inning.
Yeah, and the Yankees didn't score. Up high, and he has appeared to have lost the strike zone. Now, it's 3 balls and a strike now to Knobloch. But he struggled in the last inning and struggling here now.
Denny Nagel had 14 balls going into last inning. During last inning, he had 15 balls just in the 5th inning.
Another leadoff walk by the Yankees. Tim Raines led it off with a walk in the 5th. And that'll take the hat off from Bobby Cox, as he'll scratch his head, because this is a guy that doesn't walk any guy.
Yeah, that's why Bobby's hair starting to get a little gray, but I imagine that's why he has it cut short too. He just sits there and doesn't pull at it. Leo rocks a little bit more. Pitchers get in trouble. Rocks a little bit more.
And Jeter will step in. Jeter 0 for 2. He's flying out both times.
You know, the thing about it, he's just missing early in the count, and then it seems like as the count goes deeper, he starts missing higher and outside. But that pitch right there was relatively close. It was just a shade low.
Okay. Is this an indication now that Nagel could be getting tired? Missing up high?
If I'm the pitching coach, I've got somebody up in the bullpen.
Well,
if I'm Bobby Cox.
Now you've got a weakened bullpen.
You got a weakened bullpen.
You're a bullpen by committee. Are you going to stay with your starter a little bit longer? Probably so. Pretty tough call for the manager, I would think.
That's why those guys get paid big bucks.
You and I are up here speculating. We manage all the time, and we don't make any money hardly doing it. But we love to talk about it.
Well, that's why baseball is so great, because there are no football lingo. There's no flanker backs and all this. Everybody's played baseball, and somebody that, well, he should be getting somebody up right now. Anybody knows this. What's Cox doing, or what's Joe Torre doing?
But still only 1 base hit in the game by the Yankees. And that's out of play.
Denny Nagel giving a little, like a little cock towards first base, trying to freeze Chuck Knobloch. Somebody in his contortion act.
That's the only left-hander down in that bullpen, John Rocker. And that's inside. And it's 2-2 now to Jeter.
They got disenchanted with Alan Embry, the other left-hander. They shipped him off for Russ Springer. And now Rocker's down there, and Rocker can throw. I mean, I saw him pitch earlier this year when he was at Richmond. He can blow.
2-2 pitch up high. Now it's ball 3-3-2. So nobody out. Knobloch on at first base. No score.
You ever have a slow leak in a tire and it just kind of starts going flat?
Many a time.
Denny Nagel's got a slow leak in him right now, and he's starting to go flat. Bobby Cox is trying to spur him on. You saw him clapping right there.
The runner takes off, and the pitch is fouled back and out of play. And the Yankees, an offensive ball club that really make you work for that strike, because they're a contact hitting ball club. Don't swing at many pitches out of the strike zone.
They take a lot of pitches. They are not wild swingers, and as a result, Chris Chambliss, one of the better hitting instructors, 2-2, a lot of 2-2 counts, a lot of 3-2 counts.
Runner takes off again. The pitch is outside. Ball 4. So Knobloch will be on at second base. Jeter will be on at first, and the first 2 men reaching base via the walk off of Nagel. I think Lopez thought he had him struck out.
I think he did too, and Denny Nagel is chirping at Vanover. Really chirping at Vanover, and you see Avi Lopez is upset right there. Denny Nagel's walked 5 of the last 7 hitters he's faced.
And this is a guy that doesn't walk anybody, and that is
that's Mark Hirschbeck. John Hirschbeck's brother is down at second base. After that play, Eric Gregg ran off the field into the Yankee dugout. I think it was time for his Slim Fast drink.
Well, Paul O'Neill will step in now. A great opportunity for the Yankees, and it's going to be a call strike 1 on O'Neill, who's 0 for 2. Strikeout in the first, and in the 4th inning he grounded out. Yankees with only 1 base hit, but they had 3 men on back in the 5th. They've got their first 2 men on here. And Lopez will keep it in front of him. That'll freeze the runner. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to O'Neill. Talking to Paul O'Neill, we'll see Knobloch down at second. They're the runners. But talking to O'Neill before today's game, we talked about him being in kind of a hot streak. And I asked Paul about that, and he said, really, you know, it's not a hot streak for me. And you know, he's pretty hard on himself. Unless he is getting a base hit every time, it's not a good streak for him.
Paul O'Neill is the Andy Pettit of hitters.
Outside 2-1. Very hard on himself.
That pitch right there was a pretty good pitch. And because Lopez and Nagel have been jawing at Vanover, it just got a little cotton strike zone right there. Like you got a cotton shirt and you wash it in hot water and it shrinks. That strike zone is shrinking a little bit right there.
A good swing, but foul back and out of play. So the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'll tell you one thing as a pitcher you don't want to do, Bob. And you know it if you get that guy in blue back of the plate a little upset at you, it can go either way. As a pitcher, boy, you've got to groove it, and as a hitter, that strike zone expands.
Well, on the way this game is going, any little thing could mean the difference in this game.
Absolutely.
2-2 pitch, and that appeared to be a hanging breaking ball for O'Neill, and he fouls it back and out of play. He knew he had a good pitch to hit there, and he fouled it back. He is really mad at himself.
Something up and out over the plate that he could get that top hand down on, and he just was a tad bit late.
You know, he turned around and asked Lopez, was that a strike? You were talking about Russ Springer. He is now warming up for Atlanta.
Well, Nagel cruising along for 4 innings, and then all of a sudden in the 5th, 3 walks. 2 more right here, and he's got himself in trouble with a hot hitter at the bat. But believe me, I know what it's like. 2-2, you've lost the strike zone, you have no clue, and you've got a good hitter at the plate, and you're hoping that you can make a quality pitch and that he will not hit the ball hard someplace.
Well, this is the battle that baseball is made of. And the circle change is down low and outside. It's ball 3, 3-2. Nobody out, 2 men on.
Nagel has a relatively high leg kick, and he kind of tucks his arms in, and you see him tuck his shoulder, and there's the circle change, and you see him take that ball, and on the circle change he cups his arm more than he does with his fastball, almost like you're taking and dropping a ball with your wrist bent, a limp wrist.
We'll see what the runners do with nobody out. They take off, and the pitch is lined to the gap right center field. Knobloch will score easily. They'll wave Jeter around third. He'll come on and score. O'Neill will take it to third for a triple and a triple 2 RBIs for Paul O'Neill. The Yankees take a 2-0 lead.
Having the runners go 3-2, nobody out, tells you what kind of a hitter Joe Torre thinks Paul O'Neill is. A lot of managers will not let them go with no out because you can hit into a double play. Fastball out over the plate.
And he couldn't afford, TJ, to make too good of a pitch on O'Neill. Otherwise, he's got the bases loaded. Martinez coming up. So he had to put the ball in play. The infield will come in now for Martinez. First pitch swinging. Pops it up. Shallow center field. I don't know if it's deep enough. O'Neill tagging. And Jones with a strong arm in center as O'Neill will hold at third. So a missed RBI by Tino Martinez, and there's one gone.
Tino swung at the first pitch, and he swung really at a pitch that was out of the strike zone. Just got a little over anxious, wanting to drive that run in, saw the infield in, see the ball up a little bit, and just got underneath it. And Tino knew he swung at a bad pitch, and that wasn't his pitch to drive.
O'Neill now with 55 runs batted in. And the Yankees have still another opportunity with only one out. The infield will still come in. Leading the American League in RBIs is Juan Gonzalez with Texas, 93.
Well, I was going to say he's only 40 behind the leader.
How about that?
And 55 is pretty good at All-Star break.
Give me 55 in a year. How about 93? And we're not even to the halfway point. Quality pitch on a 2-0 count, and it's 2-1.
Eric Gregg's back out on the field. Just had to take a little pit stop. Go in, get new tires.
Hit hard and past Graffinino in the right field for a base hit. The Yankees will make it 3-0 as O'Neill comes on to score. So some timely hitting by this Yankee ball club with the best winning percentage in baseball. You don't make mistakes against a good ball club.
You don't make a lot of mistakes against a good ball club, and with the infield in, that ball with the infield back, that's a ground ball. That's an out. But with the infield in, Graffinino had no chance to catch that ground ball.
Now, mistakes that I'm talking about is the fact that Nagel got himself into trouble by walking the first two men, which is totally uncharacteristic from Denny Nagel. Now Chad Curtis will try to get his first base hit. He's 0 for 2.
That was Denny Nagel's 100th pitch, and he was cruising along the first 3 or 4 innings. Had hardly any pitches. Now Leo Mazzoni coming out and wants to talk to his left-hander.
Well, it's one of those nights. It's hot and muggy and hazy here in Atlanta, Georgia. But on the other hand, for Bobby Cox and his starting crew and the way his bullpen is set up now, sometimes I think you just stay with your guys that gotten you where you are a little bit longer, knowing that maybe the best is out there right now.
Well, that's what's happened to Bobby Cox and the Braves in years gone by. They haven't had a good middle relief corps out of their bullpen, and they stay with the starters 7-8 innings, pitching into the 9th inning, wanting to get to Wohlers, their closer, and as a result, their bullpen doesn't get a lot of work. Then when they get into playoff games, they're like kind of hamstrung because their pitchers are not really ready, and that's not the strong part of their bullpen. So actually, the starting pitchers are really a reason why they don't have a real strong bullpen in the middle, because they never get to them.
Outside now, Nagel has fallen behind Curtis. 2 balls and no strikes.
Nagel came in and gave Vanover a hard look. That ball a few innings ago was a strike. But when you show the umpire that you cannot throw a strike, or you're having trouble throwing a strike, and you make that perfect pitch out there, you don't get that call. That's why Greg Maddux gets all the strikes.
Holy cow, this is gone. 2-0 pitch into left field. Home run, Chad Curtis. Chad's 7th home run, and the Yankees will take a 5-0 lead. I mean, when it left the bat, it was gone.
Bobby Chad Curtis got a 2-0 fastball up and out over the plate, and he just hammered it. Absolutely hammered it. Watch the ball out over the plate. That ball went 15 rows deep, 20 rows deep. Boy, that was
the kind of swing by a hitter that really feels good when it leaves the bat. And the Yankees are feeling good. They lead at 5-0. We'll be back right after this.
The CR-V from Honda with real-time 4-wheel drive. Don't keep it cooped up too long.
Come on out to Belmont Park for the most exciting ride in sports. Racing Wednesday through Sunday, post time 1 p.m. The New York Racing Association at Belmont Park. What a ride.
Having fun yet? Then get to the Summer of Fun and nobody beats the Wiz. Buy the fun stuff you want and get more fun stuff, like special offers, tickets to games, Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall with select purchases. See newspaper for details. Nobody beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
Chrysler in Plymouth announces the Owner's Bonus Sale. These unbeatable savings are also extended to all GM and Ford owners. Select customers save $2,000 on Plymouth Neon, save $2,000 on Chrysler Cirrus, and save $1,500 on Chrysler Sebring Coupe and $500 on Sebring Convertible. And when you choose our low APR rates, you still get the extra $500 Owner's Bonus. The Chrysler in Plymouth Owner's Bonus Sale. For a limited time only at your Chrysler in Plymouth dealer.
Well, here in the top of the 6th inning, the Yankees have put 5 on the board. They lead at 5-0. Chad Curtis, when you're in New York, stay at the Southgate Tower, where you can get a spacious suite for the price of an ordinary hotel room. Call 1-800-MESUITE. And after that home run, you can relax in a beautiful suite. Boy, take a look at this. Is this pretty or what?
just got everything into it. But that was a good pitch and a good count to hit the ball that far. 2-0, fastball up and out over the plate.
Well, the new pitcher now is Russ Springer, and Scott Brocious is the batter. I don't care if you're one of the better pitchers in baseball, if you're the worst pitcher in baseball. As we take a look at Russ Springer's numbers, just over from the Diamondbacks from that trade. When you walk people, they're going to turn around. It'll always haunt you.
Absolutely. Whether it's it just seems like walks, they're going to score the majority of the time, but actually it's only about 40% of the time. Whether it's a walk, a base hit, an error, whatever, you got to keep people off the bases, and then when they walk, you've not given your defenders a chance to catch the ball.
Popped him up, shallow center field. Andrew Jones calling off Graffanino, so 2 outs now here in the 6th inning for the Yankees. That'll bring up Girardi. Well, the American League East standings, and the Yankees with a 10-game lead over Boston with that best winning percentage in baseball. And Girardi sends one off to the right side off of Springer. Springer's a former Yankee. Signed and played with the Yankees back in 1992. He's also played for California, Houston, and then was selected in that expansion draft last year. That's out of play. Now it's no balls, 2 strikes to Girardi. Outside corner, strike 3 on the 0-2 pitch. But the Yankees do big damage here in the 6th inning. After the leadoff walks, the Yankees come up with 5, highlighted by Chad Curtis's 2-out home run.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again. Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named Best Sport Utility. And now you can lease the leader with a special $319 a month leadership lease, or get 1.9% financing. Grand Cherokee, highest in owner loyalty, and now named Best Sport Utility. No wonder year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top. Check out this $319 lease at your dealer.
Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute, it's all part of the game.
All right, guys, same play.
Where can I get Bell Atlantic mobile wireless service? I know I saw a store around here somewhere. Wait a minute. I can go to any Nobody Beats the Wiz location. That's where I can get the best wireless values in New York and New Jersey, like Digital Choice service with the first incoming minute of every local call free. Plus, unlimited night and weekend local airtime is free for 1 year. And I know there's a store right over here.
Bell Atlantic mobile service is now at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
Your dog, your couch, your toaster, your shoes, your girl, your dinner, your souvenir, your lamp, your 7th grade teacher, your 7th grade fantasy, your soccer ball, your shower curtain, your TV, your sex, your paperweight, your goldfish, your job, your sunglasses, your relationship, your kid's sister, your trash, your life, your car. The Honda Civic. It has you written all over it. Now you can get 3.9% APR for 36 or 48 months on all 98 Civics.
Well, bottom of the 6th coming up, only 4 hits by the Yankees, but they come up with 5 runs. They now lead 5-0. And if you've got plans for the 4th of July, maybe you want to change them, because the WB11's got the whole thing planned for you. We've got the Bronx Bombers against Baltimore, then the Macy's Fireworks Spectacular, and then the first ever viewer-chosen Classic Trek Marathon. It can't get any better than that. So mark your calendars now and plan to spend your July 4th weekend with the WB11. Talking about fireworks, TJ, how about this piece of Roman candle work?
Well, I know you hitters like to see that, and as a pitcher, that's the worst sound. that resounding crack.
That took off like a Roman candle, didn't it?
By heaven's sakes!
Boy, the quiet man does it again.
Just goes along and does his job, and doesn't just here I am. 2 RBIs, got 33 on the season, 7 home runs.
Ozzie Guillen leads it off for the Braves here in the 6th inning, and Guillen 0 for 2 tonight. Guillen, better known for his career with the Chicago White Sox. Now it's 1-1. Ozzie, an ever talkative guy. He loved to talk. And he was having some fun with Dom Zimmer, Jose Cardinal, and Jorge Posada before today's ball game over towards the Yankee dugout. Good breaking ball in there for a call strike. Now it's 1-2. We take a look at our Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard. Now Baltimore leading the match 2-1. That's in the 7th inning. And Milwaukee over Minnesota. Cleveland 6-2 over St. Louis. I don't know if McGuire's hit any home runs in that game. Well, David Wells, he's swinging the bat, and he is playing some pretty darn good defense. Good pickup by him. One gone.
That was a real good play by David Wells. If he missed the ball, Scott Brocious had it right in back of him. But he broke Ozzie Guillen's bat. David Wells bounced off the mound pretty good. Got himself righted and threw a strike to first base.
There's no wobbly legs there, which is a clear indication that you could be getting tired.
That's the one thing that's why you do your running. That's why you do your leg lifting in the weight room. You keep those legs strong, and you can withstand some heat like this.
And Gerald Williams goes after the first pitch. High fly ball, shallow center field. Curtis, rightfully so, will call off Knobloch, and he'll make the out. 2 gone. Let's take a look again at some more scores on our Wiz scoreboard. Now Florida leading Tampa Bay 5-0. And Boston continues to put pressure on the Yankees, even though the Yankees have a 10-0 lead. I mean, they're the only ones really winning in the American League East. Chipper Jones now stepping in.
David Wells, starting this inning, had 70 pitches. The inning before, in the 5th inning, he threw just 7. And he has gone through these last 2 innings with very few pitches.
Let me ask you something, TJ, on a guy like Chipper Jones. You know, he's a quality hitter. He's got 18 home runs. They've all come from the left side. Doesn't have power from the right side. Wouldn't you want to pitch him up in the strike zone if you knew that and let him hit the fly ball to center field?
If I were a fly ball pitcher like David Wells, if I were Tommy John,
let him hit the ball in the air.
If I were Tommy John, I've never seen a guy hit a home run on the ground.
Well, I know your style was the sinker ball, obviously, but
Ron Guidry could pitch like that. Throw him up and out over the plate and let him hit big fly balls, especially in a big ballpark.
But the reason I bring that up, you know, for our young viewers, our potential professional players out there, these are little things that you can look at and take advantage of. I think if David Wells knows that, he pitches up the strike zone, let him hit the ball in the air to center field. Percentages are saying he's not going to hit the ball out of the ballpark and he's not going to hurt you.
Well, that's one way, and I think the other way is, as a pitcher, you pitch your way and make the batter adjust to you. If Chipper Jones is going to hit the ball out of the ballpark right-handed, it's going to be something about belt high on the inside half of the plate.
Pretty good pitch by Wells. It's a little bit too high.
Bobby, that's the pitch David Wells. I love that pitch off him because it's the old-fashioned curveball. It's not a slurve. It's just a big 11-5 curveball, and David thought he had it right there, but it was just a shade high.
Off-speed pitch in line over the outstretched glove of Jeter into left field. 2-out base hit for Chipper Jones. Came back with the breaking ball, only was a little bit slower breaking ball that time.
That was almost the same pitch that he took for ball 2, and that ball, Chipper, you saw him just kind of bail out, got the bat head out on the ball. And Derek takes one step and a jump and just a little over his glove. What, that was a good.
Like a Michael Jordan leap there at shortstop.
Well, Bobby, you were a shortstop when you first came in, and you jumped like that.
Absolutely. I used to jump like that all the time. I was getting out of the way of people throwing things at me in the stands. Javi Lopez swings, fouls the first pitch out of play off to the right side. And a couple of pitchers used to hurl a few things at me out there, too. You would have loved a guy like me, TJ. Ground ball pitcher. Stottlemyre
Stoudemire took you out to dinner all the time.
I played shortstop behind Mel. He loved me. Just ask him. Off the end of the bat, hit pretty hard into right field for a base hit. Chipper around second. He'll end up at third. So the Braves here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs have 2 men on.
You know, David was rocking along, a nice little comebacker, and then a fly ball and a base hit and another base hit. And now you've got yourself Andrew Jones up. That's a pretty good pitch. Outside part of the plate, up in the strike zone. And that's the one thing when you keep the ball on the ground. If that ball is 3 feet closer to Chuck Knobloch, it's catchable and you're out of the inning.
Well, that's going to bring, or is it going to bring, Stoudemire out to the mound. He was on his way out there. And what happened? He was on his way out. Or it appeared that he was on his way out.
I don't know, but
nevertheless, Andrew Jones is the batter with 2 men on and 2 men out. Popped him up right side. Will it stay in play? And Andrew took a shot at our cameraman down towards the Atlanta dugout. That's Wayne, one of our camera people.
You guys got to wear hard hats over there if you
do. That's a hard hat.
That's a hat's got some pine tar on it too. That looks like one of Ozzie Guillen's when he had it over it with the White Sox.
It looks like it's got some kind of a skin rash or something on it. That'll be out of play off to the left side. Graham Lloyd now begins to warm up for the Yankees. I don't think Nelson is available tonight. Mike Stanton is still available. His appeal will come up tomorrow in New York. So in a hearing with the American League. That's the 8-game suspension appeal for Mike Stanton.
Now, who argues that appeal? Do the Yankees?
Players Association.
The Players Association. Gene Orza?
I guess. Inside and high. I guess you could have your own lawyer there if you wanted to argue the appeal for you, but I think the Player Association normally does that for the player. Joining Lloyd in the bullpen is Ramiro Mendoza. So Lloyd the left-hander, Mendoza the right-hander, warming up for the Yankees. 2 outs, a 1-2 count to Jones. Andrew Jones, that is, and 2 men on for the Braves. And the breaking ball this time will strike out Andrew Jones. So a quality pitch made by David Wells. The Braves will leave a couple of men on. Top of the 7th coming up. Yankees lead it 5-0.
I saw a picture of it on the internet and I was like, wow, the accent had a lot of power. They say that in all the commercials, but it's so fun to drive. I feel really safe in my car because it has the dual airbags, side impact protection.
Get the Accent with stereo cassette starting at $7,349.
Value is getting what I want for what I want to pay. If you drive the car, you're definitely going to become a Hyundai believer. I am.
How far can you go on a tank of Mobil Super Plus? How about London, or Rio, or any of the over 250 destinations that American Airlines flies to worldwide? Every time you fill up with Mobil Super Plus, you can pick up a game packet that includes 100 Advantage miles and the chance to win a grand prize of air travel for a whole year. So fill up with Mobil Super Plus, play, take wing, and take off.
I believe I can fly.
Both these men have athlete's foot, but only one used the soothing cure. Prescription strength Desinex. It calms the itching and cools the burning while it heals. Got athlete's foot? Get Desinex, the soothing cure.
My idea of an American Beauty?
My Chevy Malibu. It's spacious, reliable, and costs over $2,000 less than Camry or Accord. I shopped Chevy and I leased it for $219 a month for 36 months with a $1,204 initial payment. I got air, automatic, ABS. Oh, and get this. My Malibu won't need its first scheduled tune-up for 100,000 miles. This is the car you knew America could build. Hey, for $219 a month, I got a piece of the American dream.
Lease a Malibu for $219 a month or buy and get 1.9 financing. Shop Chevy now.
5-0, the Yankees lead it. Top of the 7th coming up here at Turner Field. We want to remind you that you could catch the action when the Yankees close out their interleague schedule against the Phillies. For 3 games on Tuesday, June the 30th, Wednesday, July the 1st, and Thursday the 2nd. All games at 7:30, and tickets are available now at the stadium and through Ticketmaster. And David Wells kicking that right leg up, and he was getting ready to dugout. He's putting all the batting gloves on. He's seen a lot of the hitters prepare themselves to come to the plate. That pitch is fouled back on a play. Now it's 0-2. The hands are wet. Either that or the gloves are small. He's trying to hurry. Get the equipment. Let's go. He's had some pretty good cuts at the pitches tonight. He's got a base hit back in the 3rd off of Nagel.
I don't think David Wells has a T-shirt on. I think he's gone in and just taken everything off, and it's bare skin. No, there is a T-shirt right there. I see it. It's open.
Same color as the uniform.
Usually on a hot night, the sleeves start going, they start pulling down below your uniform top.
Well, hit it deep into right field. Going back is Williams, and on the middle of the warning track in right field. One of the deepest parts of this ballpark. 390 out there, and David Wells has hit another one hard. By the time Williams came down with the ball, Wells was at second base. That's how far he hit it.
That's a pretty good pitch, and David Wells has had some good swings tonight. Some real good swings.
He's doing it all tonight.
He wasn't even in his home run trot. He was in his double or triple trot.
Well, sometimes you don't know whether you get it or not. Knobloch takes one up high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Knobloch. He's the guy that got it started for the Yankees in the 6th inning with a leadoff walk. Good pitch by Springer. Now it's 1-2. Well, another sellout here at Turner Field, 49,000 plus. They hold 50,000 plus here, but anywhere around 48 or 49,000 they consider a sellout because of standing room. There's about 3,000 standing room, 5,000 standing room. There's that standing room only out in the outfield. They've got all kinds of things here. They've got a pavilion where they serve food out in right center field. The Chop House is out there. I bet you they sell a lot of beverage here in Atlanta during the summertime. A lot of soft drinks, a lot of water. Now the pitch foul back out of play, so Knobloch hanging tough. One out here in the 7th for New York. 5-0, they lead it.
When I came in early today, I was walking around the concourse, and they have batting cages for the kids. They have pitching cages. They have all things to do out there. I mean, they have a video arcade. If you don't like baseball and mom is there and the kids get a little grouchy, you can go out and play video games or hit the ball and do things. They have a lot of things to do other than watch baseball at Turner Field.
3-2 pitch high and inside, ball 4, so Knobloch with another walk.
This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproductions, retransmissions, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Yankees and WPIX is prohibited.
Boy, you do such a good job. Now Jeter, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and also a run score. Up high for a ball.
That's a National League ball right there. That was just barely above belt high. But as you find out watching National League games, that more often than not, that is a ball.
Knobloch will take off, and he got a big jump off of Springer. No chance for Lopez. Stolen base number 15. Check that. That's number 20, that is, for Knobloch.
Whoa. You saw as soon as that leg went up, Chuck Knobloch took off. Javi Lopez with a real good arm, but there's no way he could even come close to throwing Chuck Knobloch with the jump he got. Derek Jeter got that ball just above the belt, just right almost at the belt, and held off. And don't know if Vanover called that on the swing or the pitch, but I think he could have done either one.
Either one, yeah. Now it's 1-2 to Jeter. They'll make a play down at second. Guillen trying to sneak in behind Knobloch. It's good for one shot. After you take that one shot, well, you see Knobloch will turn around and look to see where the infielders are. That'll help him gauge on how far he can get off at second base. Now they'll try again. This time it was a little bit closer.
You know, Bobby, a lot of base runners, Davey Lopes, Morgan, Ricky Henderson, after they steal second, they'll go right on the next pitch and try to steal third. And that was real close.
Knobloch will take off. Lopez's throw is in time. I think Knobloch came off the bag. So it was the first pitch after he stole second base, but it was about the second or third attempt that they tried to pick him off down there. I think he wanted to prove something to them.
And he just throwing back there like they did just kept Chuck Knobloch just a little bit from getting that real good jump.
Boy, he makes a heck of a slide here, and I'm not so sure if he didn't avoid the tag, but he came off the base pass. Well, that'll end the inning, so the Yankees maintain a 5-0 lead here at Turner Field.
The new Dodge wanted to take the sport utility concept to a higher level. Enter the new Durango. Its best-in-class power, cargo space, and seating for up to 8 raise the bar considerably, as do its strongest-in-class frame and its stable, longer, wider stance. Dodge Durango, a higher form of sport utility, from top to bottom. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
fun yet? Then get to the Summer of Fun and nobody beats the Wiz. Buy the fun stuff you want and get more fun stuff, like special offers, tickets to games, Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall with select purchases. See newspaper for details. Nobody beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
I was born under a wandering star.
Wheels are made for rolling, mules are made to pack.
Now, for limited time, get a 98 Rodeo for $259 per month for 48 months with $1,553 due at lease signing. Or receive $1,000 cash back with purchase during the Isuzu Go Farther Getaway event. Offer ends June 30th.
Well, back at Turner Field, Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John, and what they do here when they start an inning, the fans here at Turner Field, they give that tomahawk chop, only it's not working tonight for them, TJ.
And it better not work.
David Wells pitches here at the bottom of the 7th inning to Danny Bautista, Ryan Klesko, and Tony Graffanino. I'll tell you what, Wells, for a hot, muggy night, he's still bouncing around pretty darn good, and he's been as active as anybody. He's been on the base pass with a base hit, fielding, pitching.
We said in the pregame, I said 5 or 6 innings would be a real good outing, maybe 7. And I think David Wells has just done a masterful job. Absolutely outstanding.
Off the end of the bat. Unassisted play by Martinez, one gone. Well, we talked about the sellout crowd here at Turner Field. A 2-day attendance record has been set between the Yankees and this Atlanta Brave ball club. 98,032 here for a 2-day showdown between the Yankees and the Braves. So the interleague definitely is working for the New York Yankees and the Atlanta Braves. Ryan Klesko, the batter. Klesko 1 for 2.
Early in the year, we said David Wells had a little tough time down in Texas on a real hot night and kind of got out of gas early. But I'll tell you what, this has just been outstanding. This has been outstanding because even if you throw few pitches, if you're a pitcher that throws 6, 8, 10 pitches an inning, you're still gassed after 6, 7 innings. Mel Stottlemyre's got to be happy.
Well, that's a good swing by Klesko, but if you see, we've had many of shots of David Wells. Stottlemyre has seen it. Joe Torre certainly has seen it. He appears to be having fun tonight.
I think David Wells has fun all the time.
No, but I mean seriously, he appears to be having fun.
He's out there swinging the bat.
You know, I think a pitcher, when he swings the bat, he feels like he's more in the game. You know, he's a part of the whole process. Quality pitch on Klesko. Now it's 2-2. He hasn't walked the batter, and he struck out 4.
He hasn't walked a batter now in 2+ games. Didn't walk any his last start. Didn't walk any to start before that.
Whoa, get out of the way. That one got away from Wells. Almost hit Klesko.
That looked like a breaking ball that just kind of went up there and spun. And the people booed here, and there was no more intent on that than anything.
Well, you were talking about the walks. As we take a look at this pitch again, that certainly wasn't intentional. Obviously, that just slipped out of his hands. Wells has not allowed more than 1 walk in any of his last 9 starts, and that's coming into this start tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 3, so he strikes out Klesko. 5th strikeout for the night.
A slider that was up and in, and then he just threw a fastball right on by Ryan Klesko. Ryan wanted to try to get that thing, and you see Ryan yelling and wants to throw his bat because he knew he swung at ball 4.
Graffinino, who is 0 for 2. The Yankees are 12-2 in Wells' 14 starts, and they average almost 7 runs in his starts. Another grounder back to David Wells. And a 1-2-3 inning for David and the New York Yankees. We played 7 here at Turner Field. The Yankees lead it 5-0.
For 1998, the Lexus LS400 has been redesigned with sleeker lines, a more powerful 290 horsepower engine, and a standard vehicle skid control system that helps improve cornering in adverse conditions. Which would appear to put the LS400 in a class by itself. Its value runs circles around the competition at your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
The introduction of Visine revolutionized eye care. Now, there's Advanced Relief Visine. This simulation shows how its moisturizing formula spreads soothing, cooling relief. New Advanced Relief Visine. It gets the irritation out.
What's the best way to deal with obstacles? Eliminate them. That's why Dell deals direct with every customer. So nothing comes between you and exactly what you want. Dell computers with Intel Pentium 2 processors. Got an appetite for success? Be direct, Dell.
Jeep Cherokee has always been the perfect getaway vehicle. But now, look what you can get away with. The $279 a month Jeep Cherokee lease, where you get 190 horses, automatic transmission, and always capable four-wheel drive. Plus now these extras, including air conditioning at no extra charge. The $279 a month Jeep Cherokee lease. A great deal to get away with when you really want to get away from it all.
Check out this $279 lease at your dealer.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by Jeep, the most awarded brand of 4x4s on earth. Now David Wells has done it all tonight, TJ. I don't know if this is going to be his last inning or not. There he is laughing again. I mean, he's having some fun. He is having some just a delightful time tonight, and it may have something to do with that ammonia water. Is that ammonia water? You for sure?
Golly, I hope so.
They have some laughing gas in there. O'Neill the batter, and Rocker is the new pitcher now for Atlanta.
Big John Rocker, 6 feet 4 inches. See right there, this is his 14th game. Mainly a setup guy where you come in and get the one left-handed batter out.
1-1 now to O'Neill. Paul with a big triple back in the 6th inning with 2 men on. That put the Yankees in front 2-0. Pulled off that one a little bit. But Rocker's got as good a stuff as anybody. I mean, he throws the ball hard. The ball is moving around in the strike zone.
And he kind of drops down a little bit, and that curveball that he pitched before fooled O'Neill, and then that fastball he just threw it right on by him. John Rocker saw him pitch, like I said, in Richmond, and he just blew the ball by the AAA guys.
Ian at shortstop throwing out O'Neill, 1 gone.
Here comes a 2-strike pitch to O'Neill. And that was a little cut fastball or slider, whatever you want to call it. And Guillen comes in throwing off the wrong foot, throws a strike.
Rocker, 6'4", 210 pounds, from Macon, Georgia. Born and raised in Statesboro, Georgia, so it's almost like home for him. And as you mentioned, played in the Carolina League. This is Tino Martinez.
Tino's struggling with the bat, and then you're out there facing a real tough left-hander. Sometimes that can make you a little more mentally tough. Get you to concentrate a little more on the ball.
Well, I was talking to Chambliss before today's ball game, and we were talking about Tino Martinez, and Chambliss certainly wasn't concerned about the recent somewhat slide by Tino. I think every hitter goes into that, and you got to go back to the time when Benitez hit Tino in the back, and he had to miss a few games, and since that time Tino really hasn't been the same. He hasn't swung the bat as well prior to that incident. Now he claims that the back is not bothering him now.
But do you think, you know, Tino says that, but deep down you think there might be a little tightness in there that will not let him extend on through?
Could be.
Or cuts the swing off slightly?
Now he talked about that, you know, when he came back after that, and he got hit again. That got away from Rocker, and that may have hit him in the exact same spot that Benitez hit him a few weeks ago. That was not an intentional pitch, obviously, by Rocker. That got away from him. But watch where it hits him. That's almost the same spot.
And you see Rocker's reaction. That may have even been a breaking ball. Just the way it looked like, the way he turned loose of the ball, that was a breaking ball that hit Tino in the back. That hit him right at the 4.
Tino appears to be all right. He's down at first base, and Tim Raines will bat for the 4th time. He is officially 1 for 2 with a walk. And Bobby Cox struggling now with his ball club. The Braves came in with a 7.5 game lead over the New York Mets. So the Yankees doing favor for the Mets. And now the Yankees could do some favor for Atlanta as they move back to New York tonight to start that 3-game series against the Mets at Shea Stadium. Right side, Graffinino's only play is to throw out Raines at first, so Martinez will end up at second. We talked about the 3-game series coming up between the Yankees and the Mets. It begins tomorrow at 7:30. Brought to you by MSG. Their pregame starts at 7 o'clock on MSG. All the guys will be there from MSG. David Cone will return home, basically. It'll be an exciting time. You talk about Shea Stadium. It will be rocking. Strawberry will be there. Strawberry back against the Mets for the first time. And capacity crowds expected. Sell out for a 3-game series. And I'll guarantee you it will be the talk of New York for at least 3 days. It has been for the last about the last 7 days. And Chad Curtis steps in. Curtis hit a monstrous 2-run home run in the 6th inning off of Denny Nagel. That drove him out of the game.
You know, the thing that makes it that series even more exciting is the Mets have a pretty good ball club. They have real good pitching, and they have a legitimate chance to get into the wild card race.
Well, the Mets coming into tonight's game, their record 41-32. As I mentioned, 7.5 games back of Atlanta and the National League East. Cox talking to him about interleague play, and he said, what I like about it is, he says, you know, it really is fun for us because we get a chance to play the American League East. And he said that's where the tradition is. I mean, that's where all the great ball clubs are, and we get a chance to face all those guys. But like everybody else, he says these 2-game series are killing us.
Yep.
So they've got to do something about that.
I cannot believe they could not come up with something better than this.
Well, they're going to talk about it after the season is over with, and hopefully if they continue interleague play, That'll be a subject of conversation. They will try to see how they can better the schedule and maybe do away with these 2-game series. Just to update you, the Mets now have tied Baltimore in the 8th inning. It's 2-2 at Shea. And speaking of 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chad Curtis at the plate, 1 man on, and the Yankees in front 5-0. Hit hard down the right field line. Tough play for Gerald Williams as he drops the ball, banging up against the right field wall. Martinez will come on to score. The Yankees will take a 6-0 lead. It appeared that Gerald Williams had the ball in his glove, and then he banged up against the wall and dropped it.
He had the ball and hit the wall, and it's up to the discretion of the scorer to either a hit or an error.
Let's give him a hit. I think he hit it hard enough.
You see that breaking ball, little backdoor curveball. Watch Gerald gets the ball. Oh no, that ball hit right off the heel of his glove before he hit the wall. Watch him coming right there.
Oh yeah, I thought he had had the ball in his glove and then banged up against the wall and dropped it, but that's going to be an error charge to the right fielder. So it's not a base hit, and rightfully so after we see it on the replay. But the Yankees do pick up the run, and now it's 6-0 as to Scott Brosius.
When you look at the Yankees line, 6 runs, 4 hits. And Bobby, that's how they've done it all year. They can either hit you with the long ball, or they get you with the stolen base, or tonight they got you with the walk.
Well, good ball clubs, you've played on good ball clubs, and they take advantage of everybody else's mistakes. That's how they beat you.
Absolutely.
And I remember the Baltimore Orioles in the early 70s when they had that great ball club there. We played them. Every time we made a mistake, they took advantage of us. Guys like Brooks Robinson, Belanger, Davey Johnson, Boog Powell, Blair, Frank Robinson, Buford. Tough play, and Rocker will let it go foul. Well, let's take a look at the game summary brought to you by Jeep, the most awarded brand of 4x4s on earth. And it's been all New York as they lead at 6-0. O'Neill got it started with the 2 out. But I checked that 2 RBI triple. Raines with an RBI single. Curtis with a 2-run home run. Martinez scored in this inning here. The Gerald Williams era. And the Yankees are still not through. And David Wells is pitching another great game for the Yankees.
And he's getting his gloves on, ready to hit.
He's getting ready to hit. He hits behind Girardi, so he knows it takes him a little bit of time to get ready, so he wants to prepare himself. It's easy. I think it's easier to take the gloves off than it is to put them on. Okay. Off to the left side. And Brosius playing souvenir baseball here at Turner Field.
One of the things, Bobby, that the architects have done in these new ballparks is they've made them like the old ballparks. You see right there, very little foul territory. And all the old ballparks, Ebbets Field and all them, they're very, very little. You foul the ball off, and it's generally going to go in the stands and give the batter one more whack.
Well, they have the fewest foul ball outs here at this ballpark, and I like that too, because I want the fans. I'd like to see the fans get as close to the action as they can. Brosius will swing past that fastball as he strikes out. The Yankees are down here in the 7th. They pick up one more. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. They lead at 6-0.
Chrysler in Plymouth announces the Owner's Bonus Sale. These unbeatable savings are also extended to all GM and Ford owners. Select customers save $1,750 on America's lowest priced minivan, Plymouth Voyager, $2,000 on Plymouth Grand Voyager, or $2,000 on the ultimate minivan, Chrysler Town & Country. And when you choose our low 1.9% APR, you still get the extra $1,000 owner's bonus for a limited time at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
You see, David, I feel your feelings betray a feeling I felt about your feelings. And I felt our feelings had grown beyond feeling this way. What you felt...
Let's face it, you're not always clear on a cellular phone.
feel differently.
But now there's Sprint PCS, the only nationwide all-digital network for a new level of clarity.
I'm going to Mexico with Brad.
Sprint PCS,
It's only for 2 weeks.
the clear alternative to cellular.
Both these men have athlete's foot, but only one used the soothing cure. Prescription strength Desinex. It calms the itching and cools the burning while it heals. Got athlete's foot? Get Desinex, the soothing cure.
With its 150 horsepower engine, luxury appointed interior, power locks and windows, and standard CD player, the Nissan Altima is like getting a 5-star dinner at a takeout price. The Nissan Altima, the affordable luxury sedan.
Lease the Altima for $229 a month for 39 months. Initial payment $999. Ends June 30th.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by Nissan, who remind you that life is a journey, so enjoy the ride. Dale Swaim now will go in to play first base, and I think probably that's more of a precautionary for the New York Yankees. Ricky Leday will now go in to play left field for the Yankees. Martinez in the last inning was hit by a rocker pitch in the back, so taking no chances. I'm sure Joe Torre, along with Gene Monahan, take him inside, ice it down to...
Well, you've got a big series coming up with the Mets, and you don't want to lose Tino Martinez for 3 games just to play him 2 innings in a 6-0 game. And Dale Swaim can play first base and catch all the balls that are going to be hit over to him, and hopefully David Wells can get 6 more outs. If not, the bullpen can.
And the new hitter is Eddie Perez, pinch hitting at the bottom of the 8th.
Now, Eddie Perez is the second and last catcher on this Braves ball club. But I would imagine they have an emergency catcher.
And David Wells pitching here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He has fallen behind Perez, 2 balls and no strikes.
That was David Wells' 100th pitch. 75 of those pitches are strikes. That's pretty good pitching. No, that's not pretty good. That's very good pitching.
Really. And that's in there. Now it's 2-1.
They got pitching machines that don't throw that many strikes.
How important is it to the Yankees, Joe Torre, or to David Wells, Dennis Martinez now beginning to warm up for Atlanta, to pitch a complete game? Is it that important?
I don't think it's that important personally, but you would like to do it just to dispel the myth that you aren't in shape, that you wilt in the heat, and I think David Wells would like to prove something.
Well, David Wells has been running around this Turner Field all night long, and he has changed his t-shirt. He's got another, looks like a dry t-shirt on now.
David Wells falling off the mound to third base side and having to run over to first base. Plenty of time, but then you see him talk to Mark Hirschbeck right there, showed him the ball and said, Mark, can you do something for me here?
He's going to be a tired puppy tonight after this game. He's going to get a good night's sleep, I can tell you that.
You know, one of the things that happens when you pitch in the heat like this and you're on your flight back, cramps, leg cramps.
Yeah. Now the ground ball. Jeter has to back up on it. But the strong arm will throw out Guillen, and there's 2 gone here in the 8th. Yeah, immediately after this game, the Yankees will board their charter plane and fly back to New York.
Fastball up out over the plate. Now, usually when you back up as an infielder, you're in trouble, unless you have an arm like Derek Jeter. Backed up on that ball a step or 2 and then still gunned it and got Ozzie Guillen by 2 steps.
So now Gerald Williams will step in. Well, you're talking about cramps, leg cramps, especially when it's very hot. You got to make sure that you don't get dehydrated. You lose the lactic acid in your muscle parts, and you begin to start to cramp up. So you got to drink as much water or as much fluids as you can to try to stay away from that. And that's what Donahue and Gene Monahan do. They're right on top of it. So they'll be trying to pump those fluids, into those players tonight who have lost a few pounds because of the sweating mechanism.
They like to give them, there's a couple pills they used to give with electrolytes in them that was really good for cramping. Take them with plenty of water.
High fly ball, shallow right field. And O'Neill calls off Knobloch. So Atlanta is gone. We've gone through 8, and the Yankees lead it 6-0.
Summer's here, and you can count on your Toyota dealer to make the most of it. Count on the mountains, the beach. Count on a Tacoma to get you there. And right now you can count on Super June savings. Only $189 a month leases a new Tacoma 4x4 and all that comes with it. Or get $1,200 cashback savings on any new Tacoma. Count on great deals on the versatile Toyota 4Runner. Or a new RAV4, the compact SUV with big performance. Don't miss Toyota's Super June savings. Count on your Toyota dealer now.
What could the Bell Atlantic B2B be? Well, the B2B could be by the computer for its thousands of area sales and service centers. Or the B2B could be by the office manager for its endless list of suppliers and contractors. But the B2B better be by the boss, because it's filled from cover to cover with all the help you need to grow a business, whatever your business might be. The Metro New York and Northern New Jersey business-to-business buying guides, where business meets business. From Bell Atlantic.
Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute, it's all part of the game.
All right, guys, same play.
There's only days left to save big during the Great American Ford Sales Event at your Tri-State Quality Ford store. Only days left to lease an Explorer Sport for just $335 a month. Or buy an Explorer Sport with low 1.9% financing. Now's the time to lease a Ford Explorer Sport for just $335 a month or buy one with low 1.9 financing. But it all ends in just a few days. Get to your Tri-State Quality Ford store before the Great American Ford Sales Event is history.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by the Toyota Camry, the #1 selling car in America, Toyota, every day. And by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By the company you count on wherever your life takes you, General Motors, people in motion. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz. Now the Yankee flags are flying high here at Turner Field as the Yankees lead it 6-0. They come to bat here in the top of the 9th inning, and a lot of Yankee fans on hand, and they have enjoyed themselves the last 2 nights. And I think it even spills over as we go back to 1996 here at Turner Field.
El Presidente 2-4 tied Juan Marichal with a complete game shutout for the most wins by a Latin American pitcher. Going to pitch the 9th inning. They counted him out, Bobby. How many times have they counted him out? And he came back this year and made the Braves ball club. Dennis Martinez.
Talk about somebody who has made an adjustment. His whole style of pitching is so different than what we remembered him as when he was in Baltimore, Cleveland. Now he's a finesse guy. He's turning the ball over here. He's running the ball away. Got pinpoint control. That's what he's counting on. A semi-weak armed Dennis Eckersley when look at that ball move.
That was a good sinker. Watch that ball go down. Man alive.
Well, it's going down and moving right in on Joe Girardi, leading off here in the 9th for the Yanks. David Wells on deck, and he is ready.
And Dennis Martinez used to be up over the top a little more. Now, as Bobby said, he's kind of dropped down a semi-Dennis Eckersley.
You don't see the curveball from him anymore. His trademark pitch was that curveball. Lined into right field. Williams is there. One gone. But that 12-6 curveball, that hard one that Martinez used to throw, and here comes David Wells. Wells batting for the 4th time, and he's still got that left pocket hanging out. Wells' line, a base hit in the 3rd inning, his first time up. That was the first base hit by the Yankees. He struck out in the 5th and fly deep to right field in the 7th. Wonder whose bat he's using.
His own model.
Oh, do they have their own models now?
No, but I just think that he might have.
Chopper right side. Pasco steps on the bag, and there's 2 gone, and it'll be a slow walk back to the Yankee dugout.
When you swing the bat as good as David has, you have your own model. Well, one of these days I'll bring in the Tommy John model. I got a couple of those back home.
Are they just like
no,
mantelpieces or what?
No. Genuine game bats.
That you actually used?
Yeah, absolutely.
What, you do clean your cleats off with them or what? I'm just kidding, TJ, you know. But I don't think I ever saw you hit the ball hard.
Got 5 home runs. Do you really? Closed out Fred Stanley, Chicken Stanley.
Oh, it must have been when you were in the minor leagues. Is this major league stuff?
Major leagues, yes.
Knobloch on the ground to right side. Campanino will throw out Knobloch. David Wells will answer the bell here in the bottom of the 9th. He's got a 6-0 lead.
Jeep Cherokee has always been the perfect getaway vehicle. But now, look what you can get away with. The $279 a month Jeep Cherokee lease, where you get 190 horses, automatic transmission, and always capable 4-wheel drive. Plus now these extras, including air conditioning at no extra charge. The $279 a month Jeep Cherokee lease. A great deal to get away with when you really want to get away from it all. Check out this $279 lease at your dealer.
It sounds like a summer party. It's Puerto Rico Endless Summer Sounds.
Sounds cool!
For this incredible low price, enjoy 3 days in Puerto Rico, including free breakfast, plus kids stay and eat for free. Don't miss the summer party. It sounds better than ever. Call Liberty Travel for your exciting Endless Summer Sounds vacation in Puerto Rico.
Both these men have athlete's foot, but only one used the soothing cure. Prescription strength Desinex. It calms the itching and cools the burning while it heals. Got athlete's foot? Get Desinex, the soothing cure.
At the age of 3, they have the endurance, stamina, and speed that makes a champion. Of course, we're talking about the car. Certified pre-owned by BMW with protection up to the first 100,000 miles. All the car you ever wanted for less than you wanted to spend. Stop dreaming, start driving. Available at your authorized Tri-State BMW Center.
Well, David Wells working on a shutout here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now it's time to take a look at our GM turning point of the game. And it's Paul O'Neill in the 6th inning. That's when the Yankees did big damage. But this was a triple into the gap right center field. 2 runs will come on to score. And the Yankees will take a 2-0 lead at that point. Our turning point of the game. As David Wells pitching to Chipper Jones, leading off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They have asked for the appeal down to first base. Hirschbeck says no. Jones did not go around. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Throwing on Jones, 1 gone here in the 9th inning. What does this say to the Atlanta Braves for the New York Yankees? They come in here and
come into their home park and sweep them.
If they win tonight, and they've won 3 out of 4. 3 out of the 4 interleague games that they've played. But David Wells working on his complete game tonight, and also his 10th win. If he wins tonight, which it appears that he will, his record will go to 10-2, and the earned run average will certainly drop on this shutout. Joe Torre really loving this year, I can tell you. He's got a strong ball club, and they're looking for their 53rd win. This is Javi Lopez.
Javi Lopez wasn't too happy on that curveball, but on Chipper Jones, David Wells, a good hard high fastball, and then he threw him a changeup, a 6-0. And I know you hitters didn't like to see changeups when the team was ahead 6-0. But Wells threw him a changeup, and he just grounded weakly to Knobloch at second base. You know, it's one of those Lou Pinellas. Come on, challenge me.
Out of play. Talk about Lou Piniella most of the time against Larry Gura. When Gura was one of those finesse guys. He wouldn't throw the ball hard, and Lou just couldn't hit him with a 10-foot pole, and Lou just used to holler out at him and say, "Hey, hit me. You couldn't hurt me if you threw your fastball anyway. You don't throw it hard enough." In the meantime, Gura was getting Lou out every time. Inside for a ball. Now it's 2-2 on Lopez. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
We'll see 2-2 pitch right there. He threw a changeup to Chipper Jones after throwing a high inside fastball. Let's see if he comes back here.
Ramiro Mendoza and Graham Lloyd warming up just in case. Nice hop for Swaim at first, and there's 2 gone.
That was a fastball away. Fastball inside to get the count 2-2. On a 2-2, look at that, right on the outside corner, and Lopez grounded weakly to Swaim at first base. Boy, David Wells has just been magnificent.
113 pitches. 83 strikes and 113 pitches with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Andrew Jones, the batter, and last hope for Atlanta. And the breaking ball.
David Wells' last shutout, 5-17. May 17th against the Minnesota Twins, 4-0. About a month and a half of pitching.
That was the perfect game that he pitched against Minnesota. He struck out 11 in that game.
Well, I guess if you're going to pitch shutouts, that one was. I tell you what, this may not be a perfect game, but Joe Torre, Mel Stottlemyre will think it's a almost perfect game.
They'll think it was a perfect effort by
You got
David
that
Wells.
right.
And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Andrew Jones here with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
I tell you, David Wells has got to be considered, if not starting in the All-Star game, at least one of the pitchers on that team that's going to get some. In fact, the Yankees could have 3 pitchers on the All-Star team.
Mostly Yankee fans here clapping, and there are a lot of them. They want Wells to strike out Jones, and he fouls the pitch and out of play.
How those Yankee fans get all those good seats down here?
Now Wells looking to win his 10th game. David Cone won his 10th game last night. They will have identical record, 10-2. Patted 8-5 on the year for the Yanks.
David Cone could have a shot. 10-2 is a pretty good shot at the All-Star game. And then I think you've got to look at Mariano Rivera, one of the best relievers in baseball.
Lined in the left field, a base hit, so the Braves stay alive with 2 outs here in the ninth.
Fastball on the inside part, but not quite in as much as they've been throwing Andrew Jones. And that's a fatigue factor too. You throw the ball, you're at about 120 pitches. And your heart rate is right now is about 120.
And Danny Bautista will step in. Joe will get a drink of water and hope that Wells can get Bautista out of here. And he will. High fly ball, deep center field, but Curtis has got a beat on it, and the Yankees will shut out the Braves here at Turner Field by the score of 6-0. And what a game by David Wells, his second complete game of the year. The last one, the perfect game that he pitched against Minnesota. And he moves his record to 10-2. And in the American League, he will tie David Cone with the exact same record and move into second place with the most wins. What an effort by David Wells this evening.
David Wells, a changeup. And Danny Bautista looking for a fastball, got out in front of it. And he got Chipper Jones on a changeup. And he got Danny Bautista for his 27th out on a changeup. Excellent, excellent job by David Wells.
Well, David did it all tonight, pitching, hitting, and defense, and he seemed to have a lot of fun doing all of it this evening, and rightfully so. Well, that's it from Turner Field. The final score, once again, the Yankees shutting out the Braves by the score of 6-0. Please join us again Thursday at 7:30 as the Yankees play the Philadelphia Phillies here on the WB11. Channel 11 News at 10, and coming up is the Channel 11 News at 10. And all the details